order, Minister, is that it expires, it's for a period which commenced on the date Melissa hit, October 28, 2025, and it terminates on March 31 next year. So it's a very short period that's covered by this order. And when I look at the provision in the law, it says that the initial period during which compliance with the requirements referred to in subsections 1A and B, which are the contraction of the economy by more than 1.5% of GDP, may be, so the initial period during which compliance with those requirements may be suspended shall terminate at the end of the financial year following the eventuality. So to my mind, you're selling yourself short, Minister, by having it end in the financial year that we are in and that the calamity occurred, because it's supposed to be, it should terminate at the end of the financial year following the calamity. This is important because the effects of this are likely to impact the upcoming fiscal year, for sure. We know that tourism, for example, there are many hotels which are not going to come on stream until, midway through next year, and there are many other businesses that have been impacted. Small businesses in particular, where there's a $3 billion allocation, we're told. That's going to take months to work through the system to get the economy back up and running as we want it to be. So I question the period, and there's another reason why it is important that we get that date right, because it says that, and this is a proviso to that same provision, and that provision, Minister, is subsection 4 of section 48C of the Financial Administration and Audit Act, subsection 4. And it goes on to say that where the fiscal commissioner has validated in the prescribed manner that the residual impact of the eventuality means Melissa in this case, is significant enough to warrant the continued suspension of the requirements, the fiscal rules. The suspension of the requirements may be continued for an extended period of one more financial year immediately following the initial period of the suspension. So that would give you 2 years, potentially, plus the period between now and March, during which Jamaica could utilize this envelope, massive envelope of resources that were announced yesterday, to try and get the recovery going without having to constrain expenditure to keep within the fiscal rules. But the way the order is worded, this one expires in March, and then the law only allows you to have one more fiscal year of suspension after that, which I don't think is desirable. So I'm suggesting to you, Minister, that you revisit this, take a moment, or maybe more than a moment, to look at it. But I don't think that the order that's before us complies with subsection 4 in its current form. I think the idea, and I was very involved in the drafting of it, so I'm speaking from a position of some knowledge of this, because when the amendments that we're looking at to do with the suspension of the fiscal rules were passed, I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet then, and went through it with a fine-tooth comb with the technocrats from finance. So I'm saying that the intention is definitely that it should last for a year following the fiscal year in which the calamity occurs. And we shouldn't be constrained to have a suspension for a few months till March, and then you only have one more potential year to March 2027 of suspension. So that's my contribution. I'd love to hear from you when you're going to amend the Act to adjust that target, and also to reconsider the deadline or the end of the period, of the initial period, which currently is March 31, 2026, but I think ought to be March 31, 2027. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, Member. Just a note, I did come to Parliament with speaking notes, a statement on the suspension of the fiscal rules. but I didn't go through that. And in fact, in the statement, it does say for an initial period terminating at the end of the financial year ending March 31, 2027. Yeah, so that was a mistake, right? The order says that well.
Like that, you have to re-sign and all. You can't amend it. So I suggest you either. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth our fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. Tuesday, the 22nd, make it the 23rd. Make it the 23rd day of December. Final month of the year. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show, where we put things in perspective, real perspective, and where critical thinking lives, where vision lives, ideas are created. Broadcasters and commentators analyzes the data. This is Portland Spice TV. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. I want to address a matter this evening where, when we talk some things, people want to say we are telling lies. So I played that clip this evening from Mark Golden laying out to Favour Williams and the cabinet in the House of Parliament, to the legislatures and to the world, that when we say that the structure, the guideline to run Jamaica's economy, to ensure that fiscal discipline is maintained, was set by Peter Phillips, Portia Simpson, and Mark Golden, and the last PNP administration, not under Bruce Golden. No. Speaking of something and getting it done in an effective way. So, the whole fiscal discipline was implemented between 2013 and 2015. Because in 2012, I think it was December of 2012, that the deal with the IMF was struck. Yeah? And therefore, what is really happening now is that some people are trying to go around that. Madam Producer, just a minute. Some people are trying to go around that. And therefore, we have to set the record straight. Come on. We have to set the record straight. So this evening we play that piece of Mark Golden. And those of you who are just joining us, I am going to touch it back so you can hear it. Because you have some little flybiddy and not really understand this. And I tell you, Ralston is what? Nearly 40 or 30 years. It's 35 years. The man, over 35 years, the man in this. I am celebrating over 30 years in front of the camera. I tell you. So, when we come here
and we put the facts on the table. Don't call with name. Come with a different fact. Come with something make we hear you. You just gonna say we are lied? No. You must forward and present the data. So if you never hear it, I'll play this again. Me, I tell you, and there are some of us who speak truth to power. Blessed good evening, Conrad O'Brien. Check out the Conrad OB the Fireman channel on YouTube. Ralston Nyman, Simon Crosskill. There are some other people who me like Dean Jackson Miller. I used to like Emily, but I just think Emily, you know. But when me I said to the eye them, some things are just what they are. The whole thing about fiscal discipline. And you might wonder where me I come from with this thing here. Listen this.
So I'm saying that the intention is definitely that it should last for a year following the fiscal year in which the calamity occurs. And we shouldn't be constrained to have a suspension for a few months till March, and then you only have one more potential year to March 2027 of suspension. So that's my contribution. I'd love to hear from you when you're going to amend the Act to adjust that target, and also to reconsider the deadline or the end of the period, of the initial period, which currently is March 31, 2026, but I think ought to be March 31, 2027. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you.
Allows you to have one more fiscal year of suspension after that, which I don't think is desirable. So I'm on more financial year immediately following the initial period of the suspension. So that would give you 2 years, potentially, plus the period between now and March, during which Jamaica could utilize this envelope, massive envelope of resources that were announced yesterday, to try and get the recovery going without having to constrain expenditure to keep within the fiscal rules. But the way the order is worded, this one expires in March, and then the law only allows you to have one more fiscal year of suspension after that, which I don't think is desirable. So I'm suggesting to you, Minister, that you revisit this, take a moment, or maybe more than a moment, to look at it. But I don't think that the order that's before us complies with subsection 4 in its current form. I think the idea, and I was very involved in the drafting of it, so I'm speaking from a position of some knowledge of this, because when the amendments that we're looking at to do with the suspension of the fiscal rules were passed, I was the chairman of the legislation committee of cabinet then, and went through it with a fine-tooth comb with the technocrats from finance. So I'm saying that the intention is definitely that it should last for a year following the fiscal year in which the calamity occurs. And we shouldn't be constrained to have a suspension for a few months till March, and then you only have one more potential year to March 2027 of suspension. So that's my contribution. I'd love to hear from you when you're going to amend the Act to adjust that target.
So when we speak truth. Nothing but the truth. We don't claim to be balanced. Who set the fiscal rules? Portia Simpson Miller, Prime Minister. Peter Phillips, Finance Minister. Mark Wolin, Chairman of the committee. It's not going other way. No. Let me take you to where I want to take you to. No administration that has ever run this island has had the kind of money that this one, the Andrew Holness-led administration, had to spend. No other no Shearer, Buster, Sangster, Siaga, Mandley, Bruce Golden, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson Miller. None of them has had the kind of money to spend that this government has had to spend. Now, I want to understand when a man like me come on this channel here and I speak and criticize the government. And people say, why this man always criticize the government? It is because I know that we can be better. I know that Jamaica could be more prosperous. Me know that. Now the question to the item is, do you think that Jamaica right now is at the best that we can be? Or we are at the best you'd want to see us? I want to know if you are all comfortable with where the country is. The trajectory the country is on. You are comfortable. I want to know. And I would like to hear the things that you are comfortable about. Because I am not comfortable knowing that this little island have so much to offer and our people could be so much better off than we are today. And it's not just a thought. It is from a basis where we know that there are resources, or there have been resources. And yes, the monetary resource, yeah. A lot of you don't understand the amount of money that this country could have spent over the last 9-10 years and did not spend. And that's what a lot of you don't understand, what we are trying to put on the table. Where we are saying is that your daddy around the house and your daddy have millions of walk up and down with every day. And only in the house are dead for hungry. Only in the house with little bit of clothes. Only in the house school fee now pay. Only in the house on a can't get a doctor, but daddy pocket full of money. That is what this government has done to the country. May I tell you now, the government could have spent so much more on our people. The government could have done so much more for our people. I want to challenge me upon that. Let me show you where the money there. Where the money is. What they did instead of spending the money on the people of the country. And that's why sometimes he's so vexed. And then you have some little man, real bossy slave like them, I say, yo, no get enough. Get enough of what? What is happening with our people? With people not comfortable. You comfortable? You comfortable? Because right where you then know you're not even comfortable. Because if you are of the mind that I am of, I am not comfortable. Mother likes if more people have more things, and mother like you able to give more people more things. The government, what basically me I say is that the government can do better. And if you think that I am partisan, then you're crazy. Because I would want them to do better. It's not my party. But I join a party to help people. And I expect the other party priority would be to help people. And the masses are the people, not just a few, but the masses. And I see a party that helping the few and leaving the masses hungry. And there's some I think there, Madam Producer. And there's some I think there. So me don't want nobody come vex with me because me I speak truth. Me don't want nobody come go on like say me against them with the truth. If me I talk the truth, Rasta, respect the truth and be honest with yourself about the truth. The government could have done so much more for our people. They have had the money. It's not a shortage of money. How can you have suffering people when you have money? That I question I may ask. How can your people be suffering and you're not broke. Madam Producer. This is what me I talk about. And I tell me one some guy come tell me say the government broke because the government not broke. The government have the money and not spending it on the people. Tell me say me I mislead the country and come challenge me. Me accept call from anybody. Me not block nobody. Me not refuse nobody call. Just come respectful and come with the truth. Because if you tell lie, and we see say deliberately, I tell lie because it's one of the things we realize with the man them. The man ain't afraid for just tell some lie deliberately, you know. For come out our corner, you know. For win an argument. You lie to win an argument. No, me not depend that with you. Me not depend that. So, if you not doubt me then, when me say the government have had the money to spend and not spend the money, which one of them clip here? I want to listen now to a clip from the Bank of Jamaica's governor. I want to listen. I want to listen to this man here. Where this man here say? Think of that clip here.
Is warning that the country's external accounts are likely to weaken in the near term as imports rise and
Pull up.
the Bank of Jamaica is warning that the country's external accounts are likely to weaken in the near term as imports rise and exports continue to decline. The central bank says the trade deficit, which stood at about $3.5 billion during the first 7 months of the year, is expected to widen further. This is due to increased imports of food, raw materials, capital goods, fuel, and transport equipment, alongside falling merchandise exports. The Bank of Jamaica notes that the wider trade gap will also translate into a larger current account deficit, driven by weaker than expected tourism and business process outsourcing earnings, as well as flat remittance flows. However, the central bank says Jamaica is expected to have sufficient foreign exchange reserves to cover the shortfall, supported by disaster risk financing and loan inflows from multilateral agencies.
Hold on. You're the other part of the clip because you're the part we want to hear yet.
The Bank of Jamaica says spending related to the recovery effort following the passage of Hurricane Melissa will help to boost economic activity. Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, says economic activity will see contraction in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane as businesses endured devastation and some key sectors shuttered. Mr. Biles says the medium to long term offers positive indicators.
The bank projects that the funding inflows from multilateral and private sources will support spending in the economy over the next 3 years, to the extent that the capacity exists to execute planned projects. For the financial year 2025-26, the bank anticipates a decline in real GDP in the range of -4% to -6%, largely due to the extensive damage to infrastructure and disruption to productivity activity. For financial year 2026-27, real GDP growth is projected in a range of -1% to 1%, reflecting the start of recovery efforts.
Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, was speaking during yesterday's quarterly press briefing of the central bank.
Listen to the governor now.
And the Bank of Jamaica governor is raising concern over the possibility of the continued trend of underspending of the capital budget.
Many years we do not meet our capital budget. We underspend it. A big part of that reason, I must say, is the process of procurement in central government is particularly onerous. For historic reasons, that's a system that exists there. The establishment, what is the agency called? NARA? I think it's NARA. The establishment of NARA is intended to address that procurement issue. That's my understanding. But you are correct. If all this money sits in Jamaica and is not spent, it means that the recovery will be much slower.
Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Biles.
You see, you're the concern of Sir Biles. And it's something that Ralston Iman teach us about. If you have money to spend, your budget, your people needs assistance, and your budget a certain amount of money. And when you budget the money, you can't spend the money so that your people get work, so that more money is available in the system. You can't spend it. How then? How then you're going to find a way to activate your economy? Hold on. You have to activate the economy, and that's what we've been saying from the other day. That if the government not spend money, inject money in the economy, we have a problem. The longer you take to inject the money, the less effect it have when you inject it, Because we are gone too far down in the hole. It's like you have rope. You can let down 50 feet and catch me, yes, sir. But you can't wait till me drop 100 feet down there. It will take you more strength to pull me up back. You understand? So the government is taking too long and have the money at hand. But we're not even talking about that money there yet. We are talking about prior to now. The government, in the first part of the clip, the man said, if the government have the capacity to spend the money, I wonder if you hear that. But the governor of the Bank of Jamaica say, the man said, if the government have the capacity, we're supposed to talk to Dwayne Vaz of Central Westmoreland this evening. And we want to talk to him in a little while. But listen to the clip. The man said, if the government have the... Listen. Now play it back.
The Bank of Jamaica says spending related to the recovery effort following the passage of Hurricane Melissa will help to boost economic activity. Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, says economic activity will see contraction in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane as businesses endured devastation and some key sectors shuttered. Mr. Biles says the medium to long-term offers positive indicators.
The bank projects that the funding inflows from multilateral and private sources will support spending in the economy over the next 3 years, to the extent that the capacity exists to execute planned projects. For the financial year 2025-26, the bank anticipates...
You're the man, sir? You know, I'm going to play it again and hear what the man say. Because when we are telling these things to the extent that the capacity exists, listen.
Contraction in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane as businesses endured devastation and some key sectors shuttered. Mr. Biles says the medium to long-term offers positive indicators.
The bank projects that the funding inflows from multilateral and private sources will support spending in the economy over the next 3 years, to the extent that the capacity exists to execute planned projects. For the financial year 2025-26, the bank anticipates a decline in real GDP in the range of -4% to -6%, largely due to the extensive damage to infrastructure and disruption to productivity activity. For financial year 2026-27, real GDP growth is projected in the range of -1% to 1%, reflecting the start of recovery efforts.
Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles. He was speaking during yesterday's quarterly press briefing of the central bank. And the Bank of Jamaica governor is raising concern over the possibility of the continued trend of underspending of the capital budget.
Many years we do not meet our capital budget. We underspend it. A big part of that reason, I must say, is the process of procurement in central government is particularly onerous. For historic reasons, that's a system that exists there. The establishment, what is the agency called? NERA? I think it's NAR. The establishment of NAR is intended to address that procurement issue. That's my understanding. But you are correct. If all this money sits in Jamaica and is not spent, it means that the recovery will be much slower.
Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Biles.
So, you see what we've been telling you. We've been saying it. Now the governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, is saying it. I am telling you, people, you see, if we don't get this right, we're going to have trouble. We have to get this right. But I have the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland on the line. Dwayne Vaz, good evening.
Good evening, Colin. How are you doing?
We're good.
And good evening to your listeners.
Oh, yes, man. Welcome to Portland Spice TV. And in a few minutes, Caribbean Radio HD over there in Florida, they're going to be joining us live. But MP, okay. we have been reading. I have visited. People have been seeing it on the social media, on mainstream media, the devastation down there in Westmoreland. How are things coming along now?
Things are very slow. People are still wondering when they will get real help. Yes. We have gotten a lot of assistance with regards to food and water, stuff like that, from especially private organizations and individuals. Yeah. Who, if we didn't have them, I don't know what we would have done. But we have gotten a lot of help in that way. But yes, what people are really asking for is housing material, because a lot of people who would have had their houses destroyed or damaged severely by the hurricane are still wondering what their next move is. The people genuinely don't have it to really do the necessary repairs that needs to be done. Well, the majority of persons, I should say, some people have been trying to help themselves, but at the end of the day, the majority of people really need the assistance to get the building materials so they can get back in a state where they were before Hurricane Melissa. So I still don't think the government has acted like this is a crisis. And I think everybody who has visited Westmoreland would have known and seen for themselves that it is really a crisis situation. So I'm happy that you actually visited, Colin, because many people who would have seen it on social media, when they come and see it for themselves, they always say coming and seeing it is really totally different from what they saw on the pictures and videos. So I'm asking everybody who are able to come and look for yourselves, and you will understand how serious the matter really is.
Is one of the reasons why I'm so hungry. I have visited Westmoreland twice since the hurricane. I visited St. Elizabeth 3 times, Trelawney 4 times, St. James twice. So I have been there. I have spoken with the people. I have looked in their eyes. I understand where I'm going, and that's why I get angry when we hear some people on social media say the people have to wait and won't have land, and what kind of rubbish? What kind of rubbish? But tell me now, Sir Vaz, in your constituency, about how many people have lost everything?
Thousands of people, Colin. But in my own analysis that we have done, we know overall we have probably about 10,000 people would have gotten some form of damage. But for total station, I'm sure it's over 5,000. And the reason why we have so much is because of the many wooden structures that we have.
Yes.
Which leads us to another conversation, because the reason why we have so many board structures in central Westmoreland is because of the land tenure issues that we have, and most of the people don't own the lands and are afraid to really build permanent structures.
Yes.
And thus we're at the point again where these people are trying to rebuild, and they will have to rebuild temporary structures again because of the land tenure issues. And we are really pressing the government to fast track these processes so people can get titles for their property.
MP, to build back that way don't make no sense. It's a waste of resources, both human resources, financial resources. Who own these lands?
Well, a lot of it is government land, but we also have other lands where people.
Then if it's government land,
government
MP argument not done.
Yeah, man, a lot of it is government. And these are weird arguments that we have been pushing forward for years now.
Yeah.
Regularizing many of these settlements, and we have not been able to get it done.
But you were MP before. You were MP before under PNP government. Also, a PNP that government when you had the MP.
For a short while, when I became member of parliament in December 2014.
Yes.
We actually lost the general election in February 2016.
Oh, so you came in
so
office
I was
in a
really
by-election?
only MP. Yeah, we had a general election in February 2016. So I was only the member of parliament under a PNP administration for 1 year and 2 months.
1 year. Oh, so 1 year and 2 months. So
because
I'm just gonna
so
ask
all
you how you
time
never get.
I've been on that.
But you must have been a comrade long before that. Westmoreland a PNP place, the people them would have said, how come we never sort out land for the people? What really go on? Give us an idea of how that work out. We know you're a young man, so we don't say you not come back from.
Under the last PJ Patterson administration, where we had the Operation Pride program.
Yes.
Many of the settlements, the regularization process started in those times.
Okay.
It was in the early 2000s, the mid 2000s. So many of those properties were surveyed, and we had the Providence Societies, and people were paying their money, and the government was in the process of providing these titles. But then after losing the election in 2007, all of those things were basically shelved. Yes. And even when we came back into power 2011, we were not able to get those programs back in the way we wanted them to. Because if you remember 2011, when we came back, we had those IMF restrictions based on what happened in the previous government. So the financial aid was not there to really get the surveys redone and regularize the settlements. So we have been pushing for this since then. As I said, we lost in 2016 and we have not been back in government since. But if you remember the promises that we were making on the political platform, this particular time, land was a major issue that we were targeting.
Yes.
So unfortunately, we did not come to government. But I'm hoping that the present government will look at what we were saying in a serious matter and see how quickly we can fast track these processes so people can get that piece of paper to say they own the land. And as I said, we have to start with what is owned by government.
Yes.
And as we know, government is the largest landowner in Jamaica. And we're really hoping that they will push forward with these settlements and get some people can get some form of pride in showing that where they live is actually theirs.
But MP Vaz, some of the places, because I have gone to Shrewsbury and then the place behind Shrewsbury around the Petersfield, some of the places look like a swamp doing. It don't look like people should have built back in some of that.
Well, where some of the people live, because some of these settlements were not regularized, and again, you have people just put on their houses anywhere. So if we're going to regularize settlements, as I said, we have many that we can regularize and start with. The ones that people would live in swamps, for example. Well, I wouldn't say swamps, but some of the land type kind of swamp. Where in the dry time, you wouldn't know it is like that, but when it comes to the rainy time, that is when you realize the type of, yes, you realize what the type of land is. So it's not like somebody went into a swamp and built a house. It wasn't like that. But there are many situations, as I said, where we can start with, and for those that have that type of situation, we can find other government lands to really move them to. then transfer back those lands to other things.
Have you identified any more of those government lands?
We have government lands all over the constituency. I mean, lands that were used even for agriculture that aren't used for agriculture anymore. As long as it is suitable, we can apply for a change of use and get it. And many of those lands, as I said, just like many areas you have seen cane lands where cane isn't being planted, there's the housing schemes,
Yeah.
So just for us to do the assessment of the land. I'm not a professional in that particular aspect of it. But all we need to do is for the agencies that are responsible for those things to look at the lands that are available at government or that we're not using for agriculture anymore and choose the ones that are suitable for housing and use them.
That sounds very simple to me. That sounds very simple, Mr. Vaz.
Yes, it's just to have the will to do it.
Are you pushing in that direction? Have you made any overtures yet?
Pushing, and I've always spoken about these land issues on my programs, on platform, and to speak for them. So it is definitely a situation. It's here in our constituency. We'll be lobbying to get it through.
All right, so you launching that thing here, say let's help Central Westmoreland rebuild. Building material drive. What kind of building material looking? And I still have a concern about building back the same way because last year was Beryl, this year is Melissa, then next year we can't afford for the people to get back in this position.
We have the contract, but at the moment just
you're breaking up MP.
Nah.
MP.
No, I'm saying.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead now.
I'm building that
no.
Some people don't like because of the land issue. Hear me?
Yes.
But still love about land issues. So just build something that have some comfortable night's sleep. So the building material drive is mainly geared towards getting whatever material we can to assist as many people as we can.
All right.
So we're not really.
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Hello?
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Yes, I was saying for this drive, I'm not really be too hard and fast regards to what they are building because I said the immediate issue
is to have a
roof over their heads again. But until we sort out that land tenure issue, we will just have to continue building the temporary structures that we have until the government sorts out that part of it.
The number to call if you're interested to donate to the land, to the building material drive, 876-228-6042, 876-415-7637. Dwayne Vaz, what are your views on the container housing as temporary structure?
Well, the container houses is similar to building a wooden structure because it's temporary, as I said. So it cannot be the solution either. It is just a short-term solution for people who have an immediate need. But we would have also seen what the Hurricane Melissa did to the container that we saw. We're all over the place. So it is not safe either. So it is still just a temporary thing. And I'm encouraging persons, even if you get a container home, don't forget that this is something temporary. And you still really need to be moving towards getting something permanent. I am not a fan of it, but as I said, if it is the temporary solution that we have, or one of them, we will use the solution we have until we can build the permanent structures.
But why we're not hearing the MP, especially you down there in the West, shouting out for some concrete house, some temporary thing? I am suggesting that the government build a shell 24 by 12, 2-room, and give the people them that column and deck the top, flooring, and say help yourself, put side in that, and that could withstand a Category 5 hurricane. Why we don't hear no calling for something like that?
Well, as I said, the call for that, the majority of people who have this issue with their structures destroyed don't have the land to put the concrete structure on.
But MP, we said the land of government.
The call
land.
is really. Yes, so the call that we're calling to the government is to regularize the settlements as quickly as possible so people can build these concrete structures.
But we're not here.
That is the call.
Why me a call when I'm not here, Or maybe you're not loud enough, you don't need to get louder.
Well, we have been, as I said, I've spoken about it. We have programs that we have spoken about it on whenever we get a chance.
The government is planning to buy
said,
5,000 container house. That money can spend on the bill house then. Why we not hear you guys coming out? Why we don't hear the opposition coming out against that and say move now?
No, it's not that we're not coming out against building temporary structures. What we really are for, and what you have been speaking on, is the land tenure issue, which would translate into people being able to build a permanent structure. So that we're not calling for a permanent structure, but they can't get the permanent structure until the land settlement is regularized. And that is what we're calling for.
But when me are saying MP, where I am
I understand where you are saying, Colin. I agree with the totally.
Government land.
The two of them intertwined.
That must make it easier, the fact that a government land. 1, 2, 3.
Hello?
Yeah, man. Me I said that the fact that a government land don't need to demand the opposition need to start demanding the government that the government hand over the land to the people. Don't you agree? Dwayne?
Hello?
Yeah, man. You not hearing me?
Yeah, man. I hear you again. Yeah, on my way from Mobile and the service kind of terrible.
Yeah, me understand.
So
me
bear
understand.
with us down here.
Understand how the service.
We still have serious connectivity issues down here.
Tell me about the areas. Have the areas been cleaned up, Dwayne? Things looking back orderly?
Some of them, the cleanup is not complete as yet, but cleanup is going on as we speak. And the more the cleanup is, the better the place looks and the less depressing it looks. But we still have quite a few areas left to finish cleaning up. But a lot of it has been done. So all the roads really now, we really don't have much roads that are impassable. Most of the roads can't be accessed. And it's just 1 and 2 that still have some issues. But the cleanup has started and the programs that were implemented over the holidays, those are ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
And we
nice.
Get that. We're can again for Christmas. And the electricity situation, I figure you probably would have asked that soon. In central Westmoreland, it is still slow.
What about
the majority of the town now has electricity.
Savlamar?
So it's just now for the other areas. So
you said majority of Savlamar. MP? Not hearing him. MP? You said that the majority of Savlamar have electricity now?
Yeah, the town center itself, the town center.
Oh, the town center of Savlamar, but what about the surrounding
areas?
The
main street, Great Drive Street, like Great Drive Street, Darling Street, some Beckford Street. So some of the is that off Darling Street and so would have gotten line. So it's just the Savannah area. So most of the areas outside of Savannah are still without electricity.
What can you tell us about Negril? I know Negril is not your constituency.
No, Negril is Western Westport, but Negril got back electricity, especially on the beach. They got back from early.
You're saying that Negril have electricity?
One of the first areas that was.
But listeners and viewers, let me apologize for the connection. We're talking to MP Dwayne Vaz, Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, traveling between St. James to Westmoreland, and you know that the connection down there is not so bossy. What happened to your Starlink, Dwayne? Look like we're losing him again. But we know the connection down there is not so bossy. But we are work with it. Dwayne, you back with us?
Yeah, man, I'm here, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you were telling us about Negril.
Yes, Negril back light from we're talking back light for weeks after the hurricane. So they were from early.
I know they said Negril is open for business.
Well, not been on the west end, but I've been up the beach and I've seen where seems that the majority of places are open because Negroes effects of the hurricane as bad as our side.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it wasn't as bad in Negril like in Stavlamar and the White House side. Yeah, Negril
right.
didn't get it as bad.
All right, give us an update of what is happening in your, well, you have Savlamar, but you have other little town centers. How are those coming on? Anything moving up, people putting back their shops together, with the bar opening, anything like that happening?
Yeah, the majority of bars though that are open, that they have generators using. So naturally the price of stuff going to be a little bit higher because of the cost of the gasoline for the generator.
Oh.
But a lot of community shops have reopened and bars using that. So it's not like there is no life. People are trying because the thing is, we can't lay down and play dead after such a disaster. We have to try it. So a lot of people have been resilient and trying to get back their lives together. And people are helping each other. Community members are assisting each other also. So you're seeing the spirits out there alive and well. It's just that people need assistance to really get to where they were before Hurricane Melissa.
And tell us what you have seen of that assistance. The government offer you $10 million. So like 10,000.
Well, as I said,
$10 million
to
help with rebuilding.
$10 million, which when each per year supposed to, if you should do that, it means you're only able to help 100 people out of the tens of thousands who were damaged. So it's really a very small drop in the bucket, and it's really cannot go far with regards to fire.
So $10 million to help 10,000 people, 5,000 of which their houses have totally been demolished. What assistance, as I said, what else is coming from the government?
It's really,
we're talking to Dewey and Vaz. Yeah, what else is coming from the government side outside of that 10 million? You know of anything else?
The only thing we have gotten outside of the 10 million was some 3 million in total to start out like care packages and stuff, and we got 2 million to truck water. Apart from that, with regards to hurricane assistance, that is it.
How many care packages you got from the government?
So we got money to the care packages.
Oh,
so we got 3 million in total.
So you
3 million in total we got.
So the minister.
So what we did, we use that money to get goods, and we prepared the packages that we gave out to people.
We're talking to MP Dewey and Vaz, the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, one of the constituencies hardest hit in the Hurricane Melissa that really did some serious damage down at the western end of the island, and Western Westmoreland was at the heart of it. Dewey and Vaz, Member of Parliament. Now, Dewey and
yes, Colin.
Way out it. I mean, I see you launching this thing here, trying to see if you can get some funds to help people. But with the government sitting right now by the Prime Minister's numbers in the Parliament, they are sitting on about $115 billion not yet been spent. What are you thinking? What are you saying to your opposite members on the other side to get the government to move?
Well, the same thing I started by saying, the government is not acting like this is a crisis situation. There's no way you can have that amount of funding available and you're moving so slow to assist the people who are most in need. So we're calling them out. We need them to start stepping up the pace, provide the necessary resources so people can build back their houses. That is what we're asking for. People need to be comfortable again in their dwellings.
Aren't there people down
so
there who have
calling
title?
Them to
Aren't there people down there who have title for them land where them house mash up to?
Yes, of course.
So why they not? All right. So why this argument about land tenure? Why we not see them people that get help?
Has been very slow, and that's why I said it. We need to be acting like this is a crisis, and we're not doing that as we speak.
So you
So outside of the opposition, I'm asking people who are listening, let's put some more pressure on the government to do what they're supposed to do, because at the moment they are not as
speak to us about people down there who lose them home, them house get damaged, who have disabilities, people who are sitting in a wheelchair, people who are not seeing. What is going on for those people? Dwayne Vaz, again, we want to apologize for the connection. He's down there in the west. We talking to him down there. So you know the thing, sometime the connection go and come. It look like we have lost him this time. We're going to try get him back on the line. I wonder if a straight call would be better than this one, but let's try get back Dwayne Vaz on the line. Let's try get him back. We were just talking to MP for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz. Let's see if we can get him back on the line. If we don't get him back, we're going to try a straight call. MP, you back with us? Well, he's back, but let's see if the connection pick up. This is Portland Spice TV. My name is Colin Bell. Yeah, man. We're coming to you live from Port Antonio, Portland, right here in Jamaica. And we're talking to Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz. So, I'm going to try call him straight. Let me see if a straight call would work better for us. We're going to chat to Ralston and a little more to you. You know, said the teacher have to come on. So, we'll chat to Ralston in a little while. Yep. See what's happening. I could try touch base with him on a straight call. See if it works better. I wonder if this will work better. Hold the line for me. Let's hope this works better. Let's hope this works better. Let me try this. MP, you back with us?
Yes, man, I hear you. You hearing me clearly?
Yes, man. This might even be better than what we had a while ago. So, we were talking about that whole heap of money that the government have, and I was asking you now about people in your constituency with disability, visual disability, people who are in wheelchair. What is happening for those kind of people and the shut-ins?
Well, for those, we even have a couple of those people in the shelters as we speak. And the situation is that there is no special arrangement to say we are catering for these particular people.
None?
No, I haven't seen any special arrangements being made for that. So we are trying our best to see, especially in situations where people have disabilities, to let them have some extra attention when they're at some of these shelters and stuff. But most of them who are there are at home, for example. There is no special attention at the moment that I've seen that is being placed in that sector.
Hold on for me. We're talking to Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz. Welcome to the people on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. This radio station here, MP, cover the widest cross-section as any one radio station in Florida. Caribbean Radio, okay. 97.9 HD. So I want to welcome our American listeners, like we now have some American listeners on YouTube at Portland Spice. Everything big and nice. So we're talking to the MP
Good night to all them.
Yeah, man. We're talking to the MP for Central Westmoreland. Peter, how many shelters you have still open in your constituency doing?
Still open would be about 4 still open.
4 shelters
But
still open.
Yeah, 4 and a half that is still open.
And
but the one that has the most people is still the one Petersfield. That has the most persons.
Petersfield.
So that is the one. Yeah. Yes, that has the most persons. So that is the one that has the major issue regards to getting people in a comfortable situation when there's time for them to leave. Because you have heard the announcements made.
Yes.
That they must leave by the ending of the year.
Yes.
But the necessary things have still not been put in place for them to leave. So I'm not sure what is happening right there as we speak right now.
What is your position on that?
My position is that they're going to leave. They should be going to somewhere suitable. Because at the end of the day, we understand the balance and school needs to reopen and people need to come back to school.
Totally
but
agree.
At the end of the day, but at the end of the day, when you're leaving there, you should have to go into somewhere less comfortable than where you were at the shelter.
You
should be going. Yes.
Why the government not sending people them down at Bracco Village at Trelawney? Government have a hotel down there when empty, you know. A Bracco Village. Me not sure.
What is about Bracco Village?
Eh?
When you said about Bracco Village?
The government own Bracco Village. Why them not put the people them down there till them get somewhere for them live? Eh?
Everything. Well, I could answer that, but what I'm saying is that
a viable option?
What I said, Colin, the hurricane, we're almost 2 months now, right? And if the will was there, for example, for those in the shelters, to build back some form of structure for them to go into when leaving the shelter, I think it could have been done after 2 months. After 2 months, we have not done anything at all. Which is really ludicrous.
You can build a house in 30 days easy. Concrete house, me attack. Much less board house. You can build board house faster than that.
My point exactly. So the will is not there from the government.
Hold on, caller. I totally agree with you, MP.
Yes.
Totally agree with you. So what is your position on this though?
No, my position remains we need to, if they're going to leave, they should be going somewhere that is suitable, and we have not heard a suitable solution.
So you're not accepting the tent city at this stage?
No, man, if we're going to the tents, for example, people will be more satisfied with individual tents put up at the location where they lost the houses. If we have to go the tent route, for example.
Yes.
It would have to be individual tents where people can up where they lost their houses until we can build
go back in our space on them one.
Yeah, but we have one big tent for everybody. No, that's not acceptable. That cannot be the solution.
I have a question for you, MP, if you don't mind. Caller, one. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mr. Bell.
You have a question for the MP?
Not necessarily.
No, if you don't have a question for the MP, you have to call me back after I finish talking to the MP.
Okay.
Bless you. Yes, MP. So, when we look at this whole situation with what happened to the other shelters, the people are ready to move out of the others because we hear this focus on Petersfield. And yes, we understand it have the most people. But you said that there are 3 others. What about those? Are they school that the people have to move out, or the people are welcome to stay in those?
Yeah. Well, they have a couple of schools that have actually started classes with people still at the shelter. Because there's a small amount of people there. And they have started. But it is not conclusive, of course, as you would imagine. But some of these people genuinely don't have anywhere to go. And they have stated to the minister from they came to Petersfield, I remember Petersfield is not the only center.
Right.
So we still need to be looking at all the others and what we can do for everybody. But as I said, the others don't have a lot of people, but there are still situations where people just don't have anywhere to go. So that is why they are still at those shelters also.
And that is why you launched this drive. You try to get some material to start building houses them yourself. Is that
Yes, exactly. Exactly, because we realize that we need assistance. We're not getting the necessary assistance from the government. So we're calling out to private individuals and organizations to see how best you can assist your fellow Jamaicans.
So again, the numbers 876-228-6042, 876-415-7637. If you can assist the people down there in central Westmoreland, because I can't understand this government. The government, and the man them tell we, right after the hurricane, them have this whole heap of money available, and they're not spending it. Let me see if I have a question for you. Hello, good evening.
Mr. Bell, good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. You have a question for Mr. Vaz?
No.
Well, if you don't have a question for Mr. Vaz, call me back after. If you have a question for him, I'll allow you to ask the question. But if you don't, make we have a conversation after I finish the interview with Mr. Vaz.
Blessed, sir.
One love, my brother. So, what are some of the things you're looking for doing?
So what is it?
What are some of the materials you would love to get?
The majority of people right now are seeking roofing material.
Yes.
So those with roofing material, most people are asking for zinc and for lumber. Those who are building about the houses also need lumber, they also need zinc, they need all kind of different things. So some people are building about concrete structures, so they need blocks. Whatever material we get, we will pass it on to those who need that type of material. So whatever material is necessary, right?
Whatever material. What about people who have chronic illnesses who have to be on certain kind of medication? Some of them on medication that have to keep on refrigerators. How are those people surviving doing?
Well, those people have to be traveling to areas where we have some form of electricity to store their medication. Somebody reached out to me recently with a similar situation, and they actually have to go somewhere where somebody has a generator to do that. So it's difficult for people because of the situation with the electricity. So having difficulties with that. Anybody who reaches out, we try to find solutions for them and to assist them in some form of way. But there's nothing structured to deal with that. It is just for those who reach out to try to assist.
How are you coping in all of this? How you manage all of this? Because I can just imagine your phone.
I can't tell you. But just one day at a time, Colin. I am a Westmoreland. I am just going both here. I tell people all the while that even when the hurricane blew, people are asking how they weren't hearing from me in the first week on social because I live here. And I'm facing the same connectivity issues like everybody else, you know? But we're just taking life one day at a time. We're being strong. We're being resilient. We are encouraging those around us to let us work together, join hands and hearts, and we will get through it. Because it's a difficult situation, but we're Jamaicans and we're going to fight until the end.
If you'd point to a community and say that community there basically need some attention more than any other community right now, which one would you point to?
I call you want to get me in trouble, man. Any community, because everybody else.
Because you have so many communities that are so bad.
So many. Don't ever forget that Central Westmoreland, the largest constituency by registered voters, which would suggest we have the most people in a constituency in Jamaica also.
In Jamaica?
So it's a very big, it's the largest on the voters list by registered voters. But that would also suggest largest with regards to the amount of people.
How much people on your voters list?
Geographically, I think geographically we are about third or fourth. When it comes down to the amount of people, Central Westmoreland has the most people in Jamaica constituency.
How much people are on your voters list?
50,000.
Oh wow! But isn't that above the amount that is supposed to be on it?
Well, it is every time the new thing comes out, it says we're close to the upper limit. So I don't know what is happening with that.
No, I think you have passed the upper limit.
Yes, well, what I can say to Jamaica is that I have divisions that are larger than some constituencies in Jamaica.
But most if you have that amount of people and you expect that, how many divisions in your constituency?
We have 5 divisions.
And all 5 councillors are PNP councillors?
No, 4.
4.
4 of the 5.
So what about the role of the municipal corporation MP Vaz? Is the council playing the role that they are supposed to be playing in this disaster?
Well, we have been in constant dialogue with, yes, they have their own difficulties with regard to funding from the Ministry of Local Government. But the council itself is doing what they can. We have a good relationship with the mayor and the team. So we have been in constant communication and dialogue with them with regard to what we are doing and how we are doing it. So there are many issues that they have for themselves, but the main issue they are having is funding to actually execute on what they want to execute on. So yes, they're trying their best, and we are working with them to get it right.
If you could name the budget and somebody could find it, how much money you think you need to build back your constituency?
Wow. Well, if I tell you over 10,000 houses damaged each to build back each house that in a proper way, you'd have to say 10,000 times probably 3 million. How does that work out?
That sounds like about 10,000. 3 million times 10,000. You had the zero, that sound like about 3 billion.
All right, and that is still probably not adequate.
Because you're still not talking about some commercial stuff when needed.
My point exactly. I remember some houses that would have lost their roofs. They're talking about probably $3 million to put on at the roof alone.
Yes.
It's a really tough
I see
situation.
some of them houses down there. What,
yes.
What about the hospital? Talk to us about health care. What is happening for that?
Well, the hospital is basically where it was before the hurricane. You know, the difficulties over there. The spacing issue they have also over there, where until a new building is built to assist, to complement what they have already, there will always be the issues of spacing where the A&E is too full and people are getting frustrated because they're not getting what they care as quickly as they want, or they're supposed to get it. So, again, it's the will of the government. Before the elections, the government came and broke ground for the new block. This was done probably a week before the elections. We have not heard anything about it since.
But you must...
So it has been a tough time to see how quickly we can hear some more about that new building that is to be built at the Savannah Hospital.
Well, we hope you get that because health care is critical. Now, your constituents, where do they go to work?
Well, all over, a lot of people got to Negril for the hotel industry. A lot of people got to Montego Bay for the BPO sector. They have other, those are the larger industries. We all know that the sugarcane industry is going down, and as many people are going to the factory anymore. You have a lot of persons who have other businesses around that we employ people. But the major is in the BPO sector. A lot of self-employed persons doing different areas. But the wide cross-section kind of central, which one is urban and rural. So the different needs are different sections of the constituency. So we are really the major sectors would be tourism and the BPO sector.
But with tourism getting affected, and I have a caller coming to the caller, tourism affected, BPO affected, what is happening to those workers now? How are they coping?
Well, a lot of people are home. A lot of people want to get back in the action and getting back to their jobs. So people are coping because of friends and family. Because a lot of people who are used to aren't earning an income right now. So really coming together and helping people as we speak right now. It's a sustainable situation. So we have to figure out how quickly we can get back persons in situations they were before.
Go ahead, caller.
Yes, I have a question for the MP.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
The question is, why Colonel Charles is able to get land for 20p a acre in St. Thomas, and the people of Westmoreland is not able to allow to pay for the land what they're living on, because the people of Westmoreland have earned their right to live on that land. They spend their families spend their life in the sugar industry. They spend their life working for the sugar industry.
Yeah, but
over all these years.
caller, hold on.
not hearing Colin, so if you can tell me what the caller said.
Hold on,
I kind
caller.
of distorted.
He's asking a question that why Pernell Charles could get land to buy in St. Thomas for little and nothing, and the people of Westmoreland can't get the land them where them live upon, even if they want to pay. Even if they want to pay for them.
I can't speak to how Pernell Charles have gotten those lands. I really don't have that information.
Correct.
So I can't speak on that.
But the real question is why the people them down at Westmoreland can't get the land them, even if they want to pay for them.
Well, as I said, for the people to get the land, it is the government of the day that has to have the will to do it. So no matter if the government doesn't have the will to do it,
You're breaking up again, Dwayne. You're breaking up again. We're talking to... No, not so clear.
Okay.
This is better. We're talking to the MP for Central Westmoreland, MP Dwayne Vaz. Go ahead, MP.
Yes, I was saying for the people to get the land, the government has to have the will to do it. As the government of the day, put the program in place so people can get the tax for their particular settlements. I've heard them say that Bobby Montague is not responsible for the land titling section because they put a minister in charge of it. So we are waiting to see if this is going to bear fruit with regards to fast-tracking the process so people can get the lands that they live on. So we are playing our part in pressing and letting them know where the lands are. So it is for the government now to have the will to do it so people can get these benefits of having their own land title for the land.
Have the assessment for your constituency been complete by the government?
No, the assessment is ongoing.
About how far are they now?
I can't say. I would say probably, based on what I've seen, probably 40%.
40%?
If they are so far ahead.
What?
Yeah, it would be 50%. They have not completed 50%.
But isn't that concerning, MP, that the people have not been assessed so that the government can move faster?
And that's why I'm saying, Colin, from day one, that I don't think they are treating it as a crisis situation.
The government...
It is a crisis that the people are in, and the government is not treating it like it's a crisis. That is the problem.
So even though we talk about reopening school for January morning, though, MP, how are the parents in a position to adequately send their children out to school?
Many parents who would have lost their homes will not be in a position to send their kids to school. But persons are trying, people are staying with people, so people are trying their best because we don't want children to lose much learning. So, but the situation is dim, and the mental health part of it is something we have to look into.
So has that been attended to? Has that mental health part, the psychosocial part, has that been attended to right now?
Not that I know of enough. I've not heard anything structured that is dealing with that.
But what is the MP's role in all of this, MP Vaz? What is your role in all of this?
Colin, our role now, we are always trying to represent the people. So we are reaching out to the different organizations and individuals who have these specific skills to see how best we can form some form of structured program. I've been in dialogue with even some people from abroad about this whole thing. But from the ministry's perspective, I've heard some talk, but we have not seen any action with regards to what they're doing to get things done. From that aspect of it, we have to also remember that this mental health thing, especially, you're not necessarily going to see everything now. But for example, in a year or two time, don't be surprised if you say that a person is having mental health issues because of the shock that they suffered from this hurricane.
But
so
that's
we don't have
why
anybody going around now to get it done.
But that's why, MP, there must be some sessions now to guard against this, to prevent this. We must have people going around, meeting with people, having sessions, inviting people, so those who want to come and sit down and talk about what the trauma that took place. We have to deal with it now. We can't wait till 2 years. Then when it start manifest, we have to know a find cure. Prevention is what we need to do now.
I agree with it totally. That's why I said we are reaching out to some persons to assist in that manner in our constituency. And we are hoping that we get through it very quickly. Getting some attention with regards to that.
we talk about electricity, we talk about the assessment, but what about water? Is water system, are the water systems up in your constituency so that people can get good portable water?
No, the issue with the water is that a lot of the areas where this public farms still depend on electricity, which you don't have.
So what happened to generators?
Well, we have asked the ministry responsible for water to see how best they can provide generators at some pumps. We have identified the areas after consultation with the NWT in Westmoreland. We have identified the areas that will require these pumps. I'll send that information on to the minister. I'm waiting on him to give me some feedback on that.
So, Roland, you're saying that you have areas where need water for pumping at the areas them and the generators have not been provided 2 months after the hurricane?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Listeners and viewers, we're talking to the MP for Central Westmoreland, Dwayne Vaz. And the man is saying that all water systems are not up yet. What percentage of your water systems are up?
Well, there are some areas in South that don't have water. Most of the other areas outside of South are still complaining. Actually, I'm going to start chucking some water. Well, we have started and we're chucking some water in these areas for the rest of this week. But it is still not enough because you know how water is. So we really need the pumps to be put in place so people can get the water.
But sir, you sure the pipes are not disrupted? If you get a generator, you're saying that these systems will run?
If we get a generator at these specific areas, these systems will run. The National Water Commission, as I said, in Westmoreland provided me with the areas that if they get the generators and the pumps up, then the water will be flowing in the pipe for the people.
Yeah, man. So the government need to do something, man. But there are some labor right who troll my channel, you know. Them wants me on, them on. Please tell the Minister of Water that there are areas in Westmoreland that need generator to pump water to the people. Them. What is wrong? Hold on, I still have a caller. Hold on. Hold on.
As I said, Colin, I have already reached out to Minister Samuda on that matter. And I'm not waiting on him now to tell me how we go forward.
Hold on. Caller, you have another question for the MP?
Yes, mate.
Question.
Question for the MP.
Question.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
The question for the MP. Does he find it difficult to find out perennial charge obtain the land?
No, man. No, man. The MP can't tell you about perennial charge and land, brother. Call me back after we finish talking to the MP. I can't tell you that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, man. The MP can. We think you still have a question for the MP. We can have a discussion on Pernell Charles after we done talk to Mr. Vaz. Because we are talking about people don't have portable water. So as the Water Commission set up any water stations in these areas that don't have running water since the hurricane?
No, we don't have any water stations in those areas. What I'm going to do, I'm going to list the areas so people can know the areas that need this facility.
Yes.
Like the generator.
Yes.
And the areas are going to do if they're not confined to Central Westmoreland, that is Westmoreland and a whole, right?
Right, because some of those areas send the water through your constituency and maybe through. I understand that. So once those areas get go ahead.
So there is a Duckett Greenwich pump station that serves Betheltown, Duckett and Greenwich. There's Williamsfield pump station that serves Hartford, Williamsfield and Strawberry. There's a Cave station that serves Cave Mountain and Ferris. There's Mount Edgecombe pump station that serves McAlpine, White House and Farm. There's a Roaring River pump station that serves Waterworks, Witton, Caledonia, Barneside. There's Witton Relift that serves Witton, Caledonia, Barneside. The Caledonia Relift that serves Caledonia, Darlington, Barneside, and Bluefields that serves Bluefields and Aldeer. These areas, if they get the generator in place, will be able to pump water right over, so the majority of people will access the running water again.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, Father God, you know I'm not bleed your name in vain. The government of Jamaica is not short of money. We heard the Minister of Water spoke and they are saying that where there is no electricity, they will put in generators so that people can have water. And you are saying to me, these areas that you just list out, once generator is current, them need to run the water so that people can have at least water. And you're telling me, how many cases of leptospirosis was in your parish or the constituency, if you remember, MP Vaz?
I don't last number. Yeah.
But there were leptospirosis in Westmoreland. And you know, push out
but
water.
It was growing.
Tell her.
It was growing. It was a growing number.
Tell her.
So, but we really need the water situation to be resolved and the garbage collection situation.
Tell me about the garbage.
As I mentioned, the leptospirosis.
Yes.
Horrible, man.
The garbage.
It was bad before Hurricane Melissa. It has gotten worse. We have heard statements from the NSWMA that they'll be putting in more things to improve the garbage collection. We should be. But I'm telling you, it's really bad. People are complaining left, right, and center.
No, but you have to talk. We have to go talk more often because we have to highlight this because we are here telling people that the government are move slow, because we know that the government are move slow, very slow. But water, which is life, and there are other places where get generator during hurricane, we get back current now. Lift up some of them generators and drop them down at West, Mr. Minister. What is wrong with this government? But you not call out them things in the parliament?
Remember, when you're in the parliament, you can only speak if a statement is made in response.
Right, you can't ask questions to that.
So, yeah, so if you could get up and speak about anything you want, you'd have been hearing all of these things. But remember, it's when the ministers give a statement and we respond and ask questions, I think when we're able to speak on those things.
This is Portland Spice TV. I have my number. You want to talk, call me. We have space for you every time. People need help and things need to be highlighted. This channel is available. Eh?
Yeah.
Of course, which we are doing. But it's shocking. I would just want to remind the people on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4 that we're talking to the Member of Parliament, the elected representative for the people of Central Westmoreland, one of the constituency hardest hit by Hurricane Melissa. The man said over 5,000 houses totally flattened, done. Over 10,000 homes affected. So you're talking about easily maybe 30,000, 40,000 people affected.
Yes, yes.
And when we come here and we tell you that the thing move slow, you have other people on social media talk about people for wait. People for wait, we forget water in them pipe. People for wait, forget somewhere for living in. A roof over your head.
Yeah. You see, as I said, people sometimes, though, when they're not in a situation, they don't really understand it.
Yes.
And that's why I said people have to come and see for themselves. So I figure that people who will make statements like that, Colin, probably just don't really understand these situations until they find themselves in it. So if they were in that situation, they would never have said anything like that. But other people can't understand what people are going through unless they actually find themselves in a similar situation. So
that's why I tell them, say, I hug them up, them not care about nobody else. Once they are all right, them have a dry bed, roof over them head, food in a fridge, food in a cupboard, shoes for wear, money in a pocket. Them all right.
Yes, yes. All right.
MP Vaz, what else you want to say to the people before I let you go?
Well, in closing, I also want to say we were really hit bad by Hurricane Melissa.
Yes.
And we're asking for whatever assistance we can get to help to rebuild. There are different ways they can contribute. They can actually come, do assessment yourself. If you don't want to go through the MP's office, you can do it yourself. We will still appreciate whatever you're doing. Those who want to come through my office, the information is there and the flyer can call that number. We're also going to have an updated flyer starting before the ending of this week, where we will provide some banking information for persons who actually want to contribute from a monetary So, Colin, as soon as I get that file, I'll send it to you.
Yes,
They
please.
can also promote it on your program.
Not a problem, my brother.
Jamaica, we need the assistance. Those from Westmoreland, stay strong. We know we are a resilient sort of people. We will get through this one day at a time. Just let us join hands and hearts together and be our brother's keeper as we work towards getting back to where we were before Hurricane Melissa.
One love, my brother. MP, we'll be in
Blessings
touch.
and love.
We'll be in touch. You have
Definitely,
to come talk
Colin.
to me again. I'm going to bring you on video next time that we can talk
No
and
problem.
people can see you, my brother, and hear what is happening to the people them down at Westmoreland. One love. Stay safe.
One love. Appreciate it. Big up.
MP Dwayne Vaz, Central Westmoreland. Big up yourself. The work is on. The work is on, my people. And therefore, we have to highlight what is happening. We have to highlight what is happening. And, yeah, man, hold on for me. We'll talk to Ian Hills pretty soon as well. Because now that little connection I make down there, we'll start talking to the MP them from down there. But we have the teacher in class. Ralston, good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Wagwan, brethren.
Yeah, man. We're there, man.
We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We are on Portland Spice TV at YouTube. Raleigh, what's going on today?
Man.
What's going on today with Jamaica and the economy?
Well, we get from the Bank of Jamaica that the investors or the money changers provided more money than they needed. They got 241 bids valued at 35 billion when they wanted only 18 billion.
So they almost double. People want to put their money in the bank.
Yep, because you get 6% without doing anything, no headache, no nothing. The money guaranteed, they can't lose nothing.
But what did Prime Minister Andrew Wilner said about that kind of operation?
Said it was an Omar Davies phenomenon.
And it wasn't good.
Yep. They are not going to engage in that. That is for people like Omar Davies. Now they have marked up a total of 135 billion since the start of this year.
So, hold on, how much them take out of the $35 billion that was on offer today?
They took 18 out of it.
So they send back some.
Because someone said they want 8% for their money.
You know, that is a serious one now in a rally because people might start stick up the government now, you know.
Yeah, well, that's the man them do.
Hello.
So that's why they rejected some bids. Then took the one them that averaged 6%.
Rally. I know you took a look at the press briefing. Me not watch the whole night yet, Rally. But something very, very interesting struck me out of the press briefing. And we've been saying to the people of Jamaica a long time that the government not broke. If the government had told truth, the government have whole heap of money could have spent. The governor said that we can come out of this good if there is the capacity to spend the money.
Yeah, man.
But hear what the government say, Raleigh. Hear what the man say.
And the Bank of Jamaica governor is raising concern over the possibility of the continued trend of underspending of the capital budget.
Many years we do not meet our capital budget. We underspend it. A big part of that reason, I must say, is the process of procurement in central government is particularly onerous. For historic reasons, that's a system that exists there. The establishment, what is the agency called? NERA?
May I stop this? May I stop him this? Because you know what him say. The man saying concern that the government over a couple of years have not been able to spend the capital budget is something that we've been you've been beating that drum.
All right. So what happened to the trolls now? Now that the trolls hear the governor saying that, what am I to say? You still bad mind and a rummed?
I wonder if the
That
truth.
means say bad man and him a rebel too.
And he must smoke weed too.
Yeah, and him a smoke weed too.
No, I'm not making joke, people, of the situation. But it's one of the things that we've been saying to you, all of you. And it's why down our west gets so much damage. We were just talking to MP Dwayne Vaz a while ago, Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling us that most of down our west now have no water. And all that is needed for the people to get water are generators in certain areas to pump the water. And 2 months after the hurricane, the government has not put generators in these places so that the citizens can get water.
So on to the 400 generators that we got. From Belgium.
Maybe those are not even the ones. Maybe those are too small for that work. But even if those are too small, the government say they would put generators at water supply areas that don't have electricity. What happened to down at Westmoreland?
Precisely.
What happened to Westmoreland?
Precisely. And just to explain to the trolls why the governor is concerned about the lack of capital spending over the years. If we were spending on capital over the years, then the country would have been so vulnerable and would have the 41% of GDP in infrastructural damage. And this is something that we have been saying for a long time. Yep. We consistently, when just as him said, when we talk to Nigel Clark about it, he tell us the same thing about procurement. Yep. And why we were not spending the capital budget, we were paying the debt faster than program for. This is why we have this predicament right now.
Raleigh, if you are the Minister of Finance, or you have the Minister of Finance under your control for 10 years, what in there could have caused your problem for 10 years that you couldn't fix or maneuver it?
No, it means that you'd be incompetent. If I can't fix that, I'm going to resign, because the capital budget from the government side is the gross budget. So if you can't fix the capital budget, it makes no sense today. That is why the average annual economic growth for the last 10 years was 0.8%. Because you now spend the capital budget. Capital budget already inadequate, because it's only like 2.5% of GDP. The countries in the east where grow, Korea and them places, them capital budget at 10% of GDP. So although we have an inadequate capital budget in terms of GDP, we have been underspending that inadequate capital budget. That is why we are in the position that we are in now.
So we are underspending the capital budget, and we are also overpaying on the loan to the tune of $120 billion.
Yep. So you see why you're so poor and so vulnerable. Because you're investing in your capital and you overpay, so you must poor.
I tell the listener them earlier, Raleigh, say, the government behave is like a daddy with the money, in pocket full of money. Him walk up and down with billions in a touchy case. And he pick them at the yard hungry. Can't buy shoes to go to school. The house broke down in the hurricane.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And guess what?
And him have a suitcase of money I walk with.
Precisely. And guess what? What the next thing now? Where you leave out? You see the battered wife syndrome?
Yes.
That him still batter him wife to stay with him if you look into the population of Jamaica.
Yes. And they suck it up and find an explanation for him. And him have a suitcase full of money. Instead of him spend it by you, him overpay the loan. The loan when him take from the bank, instead of him buy a nice dress for the wife. Yeah? Instead of him buy food that everybody can get a proper dinner, a proper meal. Him decide say, yo, if I pay the bank 30,000, but me I go pay them 50. And you are hungry, starving. You know, live nowhere.
Yep. And then beat her for stay with him same way.
And tell you say you know if you complain.
Yep.
Things good.
Yep.
See it, me have the money. Me so spend a thing upon you. Thank God.
Yep.
What is this?
Better believe it. And here's the next part again that we're telling people from a long time, and the governor said the governor kind of gained some more respect yesterday.
Yeah?
The governor spoke about the deterioration of the trade deficit that we have been talking about for a long time. So we got that data today. And listen to this now. Exports up by 1% to 1.2 billion. Imports up by 3.7% to 5.13 billion. The trade deficit is now almost 4 billion compared to 3.7 billion last year, 300 million more. Listen to this now. The total exports of 1.2 billion could not pay the oil bill, which was 1.3 billion. It could not pay the food and consumer goods import bill, which was 1.4 billion. And it could not pay the raw material and intermediate goods bill, which was 1.5 billion.
Total export was 1.2 billion, you say?
Yeah, man, for the first 8 months. And total imports were
5.13 billion.
Correct. And the raw material bill was 1.5 billion. The food and consumer goods bill was 1.4 billion. And the oil bill was 1.3 billion. Remember, this is all before Melissa.
So the export money couldn't buy none of them one commodity then?
None of them things. Not one. So all people can say we are doing good. And remember, this was August. They would have reached Melissa yet. Melissa was October.
Them say we are preached. Hold on, but since if they don't believe, I want to play it for them, Rally. Hold on, I have it here, you know. I have the governor. The governor.
So the governor preached doom and gloom too.
Jamaica governor is raising concern over the possibility of the continued trend of underspending of the capital budget.
Many years we do not meet our capital budget.
Hold on, another one there. This one.
The Bank of Jamaica says spending related to the recovery effort following the passage of Hurricane Melissa will help to boost economic activity. Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles, says economic activity will see contraction in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane as businesses endured devastation and some key sectors shuttered. Mr. Biles says the medium to long term offers positive indicators.
The bank projects that the funding inflows from multilateral and private sources will support spending in the economy over the next 3 years, to the extent that the capacity exists to execute planned projects. For the financial...
You hear the man, Sir Raleigh?
Yeah.
The man is questioning the capacity to spend the money.
Yeah.
The man said to the extent that the capacity exists to execute projects and programs. And then the man go ask about the underspending of the capital budget. What is this man listening to you, Raleigh? But Raleigh, you and this man that used to sit up and EPAC.
Yeah, man. The man I listen to everything what we say keenly. Every single thing that we say keenly.
I used to cheer EPAC. How we used to cheer EPAC again?
Him, the was a co-chairman, the man Brian Winter, the former governor. Yeah.
Hold on there. Let me see if them have a... Yes, Carla.
Yes, Colin. I have a question from Mr. Vaz.
No, Mr. Vaz gone. Mr. Vaz gone.
I miss him, man, because, me that go ask him because I'm going like, no. Colin, we need clarity on this because me no fear fact. Because that is part of what I studied. The Crown lands, JLP government, PNP government are only stewards for these lands on behalf of the Crown.
Listen.
Government not own the land outright.
Who own it?
Is the Crown
own the land?
Look
man.
At it. They say Crown
what?
lands.
No Crown are there again. Crown own what?
Colin, the Crown is not there in person. The government are stewards of the land.
For the people.
So they don't have no problem to give people them the land.
Steward for the people.
No problem, no did they for give people them the land.
Exactly, nobody not
and it really pissed me off, Colin, when me hear them a talk like this,
Nobody now enter the government for and give the people them the land.
Exactly. So what the government sit down pan and when me hear Darrell Vaz, not Darrell, Dwayne Vaz are going like say they don't have pressure points to pressure the government. Me want to talk, you know what? You need to get back more golden pan your show. It's time enough we sitting there with them. They need to get off their ass now and do more job. They need to do more work.
All right, Colin.
Okay?
All
Telling
right.
said, oh, they don't know where they must sit and they slow. Everybody knows that the government of Jamaica, JLP government, and Jonas and in goons them slow. Slow. Everybody know, the whole world know. But me personally, I tell you right now, Colin, it's time for the PNP, Mr. Golden, because I know in job and everybody else to get up now and in one accord hold on Andrew Onis now and tell him enough. You're not the slow boat to China movement now work and the caterpillar movement now work no more. The people them need their home right now, no.
Yeah, man, it's
and
mad.
that's what me I say. And me I speak it in the ear, make you go straight through Jamaica and the whole world. It's enough now. PNP need to stop steer on a site. They need to attack.
All right.
Good night, Colin.
Bless you. Bless you. Raleigh. The governor is saying what you have been saying.
Yeah, man, for decades.
We've been saying spend money and kickstart the economy. The government is worried now about the spending. We have a caller. Go ahead, Marshy.
Yeah, man.
No. Where the governor say? The governor not say nothing where you not say already, Ralston.
Exactly.
The only thing the governor comes to do is confirm. Am I right or am I right?
No, man, him said the governor now said nothing. We don't say the governor just come confirm everything.
Yeah, man, but that's why him really take long. Him take too long. Yeah, well, I know why him get so brave now all of a sudden. But he must have the things that we have been saying a long time ago.
Pressure bus pipe. But you know something. As I said, we didn't even elaborate on that because you tell us already, Ralston. And we know for a long time. We know so we have spent more than what we earn and all of them. We know what we for something else. But something that been said, and I use domino. I use domino. I do it already on this program, so I'm going to use that again. Domino is when you have the domino in your hand and it's your time to play, and you say you pass. That is compulsory pass, right? No. I said that some of the JLP and their support are compulsory dunce because information that they want, they have it in their cell phone. And they walk up and down with the cell phone, and one lady in the phone, named Miss Google, and some of them have one next lady named Miss Siri. Them people, they know everything. Just ask them and them will tell you. But the JLP and the supporter choose to be a compulsory dunce because they don't want the information. This will make them look shame. Me gone.
All right, Marshy. Raleigh.
Yeah.
Let's look at the things that the governor put on the table. The trade deficit. How are we going to close that trade deficit when we are not?
You can't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can't close it unless you export more and import less. Or if you want to continue to import the same amount, then you have to start export a lot more.
What is it that we can export, Raleigh?
We can certainly export more. We can certainly export more food. When you look on this, the food exports were only 47.5 million for 8 months. Just imagine, 8 months to export 45.5 million, 47.5 million. While there's this vast demand internationally for Jamaican food, that other countries are bootleg Jamaican food and stamp it on a for them name and I export it. Yep.
I told Simon Kraski last week that the government should start paying people to farm. That makes sense?
Well, give them the incentives. I mean, yeah, give them incentives to farm, which is like paying them. Yes. So you need to fix the rural road network. You need to provide more technology. You need to help them with mechanization. You need to provide affordable financing. Yeah. Look at the food and consumer goods import bill. 1.4 billion. That was only 8 months.
But what some people are saying, it's better to import. It's cheaper to import.
Yeah, it's cheaper to import when you just look on it on the surface. But remember, you have to use foreign exchange to import, so you're giving away valuable foreign exchange. And remember, when you import, you create the jobs overseas and put your people out of work, so you're getting poorer and poorer. That's a very short-sighted thing.
It's cheaper to import today, but it will cost you much more tomorrow.
Yep. It cost it today too, because it put pressure on the foreign exchange market and you put the people out of work today.
Exactly. Food security rally is also national security. This government and the GLP trolls don't understand that.
Precisely.
What else can we export more?
Well, we have the creative industry, which we're not touching the exports in that yet. And you can get more from tourism in terms of retention if you integrate tourism with the creative industries, with manufacturing and with agriculture, because right now we only get 41 cents out of every dollar. So when you hear Minister Bartlett yesterday talk about 330 million, that's only $120 million.
Go again?
When you hear Minister Bartlett, I tell the people yesterday that since Melissa, the sector earned $300 million, only 41 cents of that we get in Jamaica.
So it's 301 million, but we only get 41% of that.
Yeah, man, because most of the things still come from foreign. So we need to integrate tourism more with manufacturing and with agriculture and with the creative industries if we want to get more from that sector. So we have tourism where we can get more greater integration. We have the creative industries and we have agriculture and logistics. Those are the things that we need to focus on if we want to boost our exports. We can reduce our imports by reducing the food import bill. The manufacturing sector, right now, almost 90% of the things we use for production come from foreign. That is why that is the biggest bill, the raw material and intermediate goods bill.
Well, we have a caller.
So
yeah, I'm Colin. Good evening, and good evening to Rosman. Colin, you know that in the United States, if farmers get oh my God, subsidy or something like that.
Export, yeah, man. Them get export subsidy, cheap financing, mechanization, everything them get, yeah, man.
Yeah, and like excess whatever, you know, maybe that's how the government probably would buy it back from them, because I remember during the Michael Manley years, right? The regime. Remember we had AMC, the Agricultural Marketing Corporation, and I think that's something like that used to happen, where the excess
we
food
need
was
to have
bought
that again.
Huh?
We need to have that again.
Well,
to
cut
our post-harvest losses, because we lose 40% of what we grow because there's no storage for post-harvest losses. So you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And I'm thinking something, you see, that could be a value-added thing, you see, is like, okay, we just went through the hurricane, so we're not having excess nothing. But I've seen at times over excess pepper. Sometimes I got pepper $5,000 a pound now, you know. When pepper plenty, you go on a market, pepper dash way, tomato dash way. Maybe, you know, with the agro-processing thing, we need probably to invest more in that, because I don't know how much that is done. So we start like that kind of thing, where we start with investment, where, you know, with producing like doing
Marie,
that. The word I made me right now.
Marie, value added. We need to do that. But you know, one of the things that we need to do, Marie, we don't have a lot of large farmers in Jamaica, you know. And even most of the farmers are not even small farmers, because you have to be up to a certain level to be classified as a small farmer. The government needs to provide funding for people who are in farming to increase their farms. The government have to assist with that, because even though you see a little glut, it's not much. We're not planting enough or nothing. And that is one of the things that the government must take an interest in and be deliberate about sizing up farmers.
Right, so.
Yes.
And if you notice, although the governor
Hold on, Marie. Go ahead, Raleigh.
If you notice, although the governor...
Hold on, Marie. Go ahead,
if you notice, although the governor is only responsible for monetary policy, he has been talking a lot about the importance of boosting agriculture. So in basically are going at things with them for going on, them now going on. So that is why I'm saying that Melissa, one of the good thing about Melissa, make the governor start talk the things them where him supposed to talk and things where we talk from a long time. He get very brave now and start touch on the right basis. Yeah.
They need to start just stop bag them out and start walk the walk instead of just a talk, because farming is a big thing, and like you say, you know, farmers need to get the subsidy that they need. So maybe Colin, upgrade
Mary, you drop off?
No, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm here.
Mm.
Since Melissa, scallion was like almost 2,000, almost $1 a pound. My cousin just went down to the market this evening. Scallion gone down now to say to $250, $300 a pound. Pepper still up there. So these are the things that maybe going forward we need to look at. What about, I really think about greenhouse farming, because maybe if we had greenhouses, maybe with the
we
farming
lost a
industry
lot of greenhouses in the hurricane, you know.
Oh, we lost them. Oh,
we lost
okay.
some, but
Okay.
the government should have forced ES make certain Portland, St. Mary, St. Thomas, St. Catherine should have been up with the production, but you can't just provide seed.
Build them back.
You need to provide money.
Yes. Yeah. The incentive needs to be there. All right, gentlemen. That's my little thing.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
All right, yeah.
You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We're talking to Ralston Iman, the #1 financial analyst in Jamaica and the Caribbean. None better than Ralston. All you hear the Bank of Jamaica governor talking about now, Ralston has been preaching it here, has been preaching it on Power 106 every weekday morning. Yeah, man. Real business from 9 to 11 on Power 106 FM. And he's also here with us on a Tuesday on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Raleigh, the culture and the creative industry. And I want to tell the Prime Minister that if you really want to see prosperity for Jamaica, we must start exporting the culture. That is the thing that will bridge that gap. And in fact, turn the whole thing around and start exporting more than we are importing. Jamaican culture is craved around the world. Everybody wants it. And we're not talking about something in other country now. Every other country I do it. In fact, you know, Raleigh, that over 40, I think, I did the calculation of Jamaica's importation of culture. Our importation of culture. And I'm going to work it out and tell you, Raleigh. Because we're importing a lot of culture in this country. And because they don't understand the industry. Yeah? They don't see it. They don't understand the whole thing about culture. And when we import this amount, that is one of the things that is also affecting Jamaica, you know.
Yep.
Because we're taking up foreign culture. We are import 30 million times 12. $360 million in terms of importation of culture into this country. And we still don't understand how we export the culture. If you want to make real money, Mr. Prime Minister, the culture and the creative industry is where it's at. If you look around the world, it is valued at $3 trillion annually. That's the earning annually from the culture and the creative industry. It employs over 50 million people in high-paying jobs, Mr. Prime Minister. And that's direct employment. And then you're talking about over another 200 million people indirectly.
Right. And in Jamaica, as Isaac's father said, every nigger is a star. I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah.
Jayut himself, every nigger is a star. The places that I knew were sunny and blue.
Boy, singer. But Raleigh, the largest number of millionaires in Jamaica in any one sector are people in the culture and the creative industry.
Yeah, man.
The largest amount of millionaires in any one sector is in the culture and the creative industry.
Exactly. And they are internationally competitive. The other sector, we have a lot of millionaires in. Is one of the most inefficient sectors in the economy and one that can't compete, which is the financial sector.
The financial sector that builds a lot of millionaires.
Inefficient. Yep. But they're the most inefficient sector and they can't compete internationally. And that's the sector that the government backs. That's why the economy is the way it is.
When the BOJ head come out, because I see it as some level of criticism on government policy in Raleigh.
Of course. That's why I'm saying that Melissa one of the things I have to give thanks for Melissa is that him get brave. I start talk the things them when I'm supposed to talk. One of him get so brave. It was for Melissa him only get so brave.
We have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Good night, Colin.
Good night
Good
and
night,
welcome.
Mr. Ralston.
Good night.
That great brain that you have, Mr. Ralston, that is informing us. I want to know if you've ever considered like writing a book so the government can use in high schools, because you know a lot of people we really hate to deal with economics.
Yeah, man, that's
and you
well
make
in
it
trade.
very simple.
Yes, that's well in trade, man.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's well
That's
in
good.
trade.
Because Raleigh have been
Okay.
up close and personal with some of these financial happenings, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot.
Okay, that's good. I look forward to that.
Okay.
Real talk the people have said. Bless up, Carl.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's
All
it.
right.
So, Raleigh, you mentioned agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
culture and the creative industry.
Creative industries.
What
Reduce the cost of energy by investing more in renewable energy.
Yes.
Yeah. The logistics. All those
The
four
logistics
things.
hub.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Before you go to Raleigh, we have to talk about Venezuela and Camila Prasad Bisesa.
Mm-hmm.
Venezuela. And people,
Mm-hmm.
we have to understand one of the reasons why Jamaica debt to GDP came down as fast as it did, in conjunction with paying faster than we needed to, was that Venezuela, we owed Venezuela what, 3 billion, Raleigh?
Yeah, man, on the Petrocaribe.
3 billion US we owe them, and Venezuela say, all right, just give away 150 billion. Give away 1.5 billion.
1.5 billion.
billion and go on.
Yep.
A country give us $1.5 billion. This is Melissa now. Who give you that? Anybody give us that? Anybody give us that
No,
in
man.
grant?
No, you're mad. Man, the man them who are defending with 22 million and them something. And the point must be made that the current administration, particularly the finance minister, criticized that deal.
The government
Remember.
of Jamaica under Andrew Holness had some running with Venezuela, Ralston, which I still think we have a piece of money for Venezuela. How that go? Tell me about that.
Well, the man them, there was a plan to expand Petrojam, and the man them put up half of the money, and right now we hold on upon the man them money, and not take place, and the man them can't get back their money.
Venezuela was investing 50% of the money to develop Petrojam
to increase its capacity and reduce the cost of energy.
And the government changed their mind?
Yeah, man.
And hold on Venezuela off?
Yeah, man, under pressure from Donald Trump. Yeah. Because the size of the refinery, if the refinery is bigger, we could have more refining capacity to reduce the cost of energy. That was the plan. Yep.
And Venezuela was to give us the oil at cheaper price to don't.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And then follow Trump and take with the man them things.
So, I think the Secretary of State said Jamaica and Guyana and Trinidad and Dominica Republic is supporting the U.S.
Jamaica. Well,
you never hear the argument there?
Well, no, Marco Rubio said Jamaica is one of the countries that are of like mind with the US. We never know they must.
Yeah, like mind.
Yep.
But and it was what? Guyana, Trinidad, and Dominica Republic?
Yeah, man.
Of like mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
What that mean?
Yep. That means that they support American policy, and we see the Dam Rep and Trinidad agreeing to use them places as base for the U.S. in terms of Venezuela. Yeah, so he was right with that.
Well, Raleigh, let's look back at Jamaica, yeah? Fowl no business in a cockroach. Cockroach no business in a fowl fight.
No,
Can we look sideways from this fight and say we're no business with it?
No, because it'll be bad for the region. It'll drive up fuel prices or create a significant economic crisis in the Caribbean region.
It is?
Yeah.
So we don't hear nobody has said nothing about it.
Well, Jamaica is a chairman I can't come there.
Can we say anything about it, Raleigh? Or we have to just keep our mouth and sit down and watch it play?
Well, we have to keep our mouth because we're compromised.
Can't say
We
nothing.
have to keep our mouth because we're well compromised. We're gone down the road with them already and we are depending on them. So we have to keep our mouth.
Plus, we're hungry belly too.
Yeah, man. Those two things. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
so
Raleigh,
you can't chat without any punishment right now.
And we have had example where Michael Manley defended Cuba and paid the price. Oh God. Raleigh, before I let you go, Jamaica right now is looking down in the precipice. But we are not short on money. We hear the governor of the Bank of Jamaica talking about spending. What are some of the reasons that we could find to figure out why the government right now have $115 billion and have not started spending a dime?
We're short on technical competence and vision. With the administration, not the country. The administration is short of technical competence and vision. There are a whole lot of competent people in the country, but they want to keep everything to themselves. There are competent people with vision, the master builders, people like me, people like you. But them say September 3rd, them win the contest. So it's not about Jamaica, it's about who won the contest.
But isn't that stupid? You win the contest, now you have the country to run. Why you don't bring all hands on deck and run the country properly?
Precisely. That's the lack of vision.
And people, that's where our priority sits, you know.
Yeah,
a Jamaica that is run properly. A Jamaica that all are included and all can benefit. And if we have people who don't have the necessary technical skills, bring people on board who have that skill.
Yeah, man, there are no shortage of those skills in Jamaica and in the diaspora. It's a shortage within the administration and the clique, but there's no shortage of that skill in Jamaica and the diaspora. They don't want to reach out to anybody else because they want to hug it up for themselves because them say September 3 gone and them won the contest.
Do you think the fact that the governor of the Bank of Jamaica is now talking the way he is, somebody will listen?
Well, hopefully. And I wonder if he might talk that way because his term will come to an end and he might have said, well, them can't do nothing again.
What? His term is coming to an end when?
Yeah, man. I think he leaves in May of sometime next year.
So he has to leave or he might renew?
Well, no, they might renew, but I figure the way I'm talking now, they might not renew.
Or they might have shown him some signs, say, we're not going to continue with you.
We're not going to continue with you. So he might talk him thing now so that when he write his memoirs or people like we can say, boy, he made it right in the end.
But isn't it too long and play ball too long, Raleigh?
Yeah, precisely. That's my point.
Him watch the ball go down the flank till the country mash up.
Precisely. That's my point. That's my point. That's my point.
Because at this time now something need to happen.
Yep. Kind of late in the day now, yeah. So if it wasn't for Melissa, then we would have talk the things that we need to talk. So better late than never still. But yep.
Ah boy, Raleigh.
I tell you, better late than never.
We are in a serious position.
Serious predicament, man.
When the governor of the Bank of Jamaica is worried about the competence of the present administration to spend money to revive the economy. Ralston, man, if you have something finally to say, go ahead and say it now. We'll make you go.
Well, as we said, that right now, the critical thing that people should notice are them who watch the boy things right. The total merchandise exports for 8 months, and this is a continuation and a trend, couldn't pay for some of the basic things that the country needs. It couldn't buy with food. It couldn't buy with oil, two of the most important things. And it couldn't buy the raw materials that we need to produce. Now, What can be more critical than that? How can you tell people that we're doing good in that regard? Just as the governor said yesterday, because of these things, we have to depend on the reserves and the borrowed money that we get in order to keep the country stable. That's a very bad situation, Colin, when the money where you work can't buy your food. When the money where you work can't pay your light bill. When the money where you work can't buy the raw materials that you need to produce. That's very bad.
But with all of that happening, the money where you earn, where you say really can't buy your food.
Your food. Yeah.
Can't pay your light bill.
Can't pay your light bill. Yeah. And if you're a self-employed person, it can't buy the raw materials that you need to produce. So what kind of body? Can you be in a worse situation? How can you tell yourself say you're the good when you're in a situation like that?
But the minister said this.
Madam Speaker, we only have to reflect that Jamaica's economy was surging before Hurricane Melissa. Yes, it was surging.
Was surging before Melissa. Those are the numbers. And the governor of the Bank of Jamaica is worried about the government capacity to spend.
All right. Let us zero in on that now. When the governor says that, who is the direct point person for spending the government capital budget?
Minister of Finance.
Okay. Okay.
And who is supervising the cabinet? Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Okay. Right. So you believe they're happy? You believe that they're happy with the governor's comments in that regard?
But they can't take it back again.
Precisely. That's the point I'm making.
This needs to be said long time by somebody who them can't say junk and the rum or and the weed.
I smoke too much weed. Yeah, man. I'm bad mind. All right.
But tell her. Governor. Well, I'm right, governor there. The governor bad mind. How the governor must be criticizing the minister.
The administration, yeah.
Governor. The governor bad mind. Hold on, Raleigh. Don't go yet because I want the people in here what the governor say, you know. Because this is not Ralston Iman saying this now.
Yeah, man.
No, Rich, I don't know. I know Ralston Iman said this now. This is the governor.
The Bank of Jamaica says spending related to the recovery effort following the passage of Hurricane Melissa will help to boost economic activity. Governor of the bank.
Hold on. That's what we've been telling you, you know. That is what we've been saying. The government need to spend. When we say the government need to go down there with the builders, them and build 5,000 and 7,000 houses, that would start the economy moving. When we say the minister must get 2,000 to 3,000 people to do the assessment and spend $120 million, that is what the governor is talking about. Listen.
Jamaica, Richard Biles, says economic activity will see contraction in the immediate aftermath of the hurricane as businesses endured devastation and some key sectors shuttered. Mr. Biles says the medium to long-term offers positive indicators.
The bank projects that the funding inflows from multilateral and private sources will support spending in the economy over the next 3 years.
Listen.
To the extent that the capacity exists to execute planned projects. For the financial year 2025-26, the bank anticipates a decline in real GDP in the range of -4% to -6%, largely due to the extensive damage to
Are those figures real, Rally? -4% to 6%? You don't think we're going to go down more on that?
Well, that's the point I'm making, and that is why he's talking about the urgency, because if they fail to execute the projects, the thing will become protracted, yeah? You look at 8 and 10% on them too. That is why the man is so urgent and urging them.
Because like me, I say, if a man drop in a hole and him go down in the hole, the quicker you throw the rope,
the better. The longer it takes to throw the rope, the deeper I'm going to sink.
And then it will take you more energy to pull him up.
To pull him out. And that is what the governor is saying. So what the trolls them are saying, that is what the governor is saying.
And that's what we were saying long before the governor.
Precisely. That is why I say it, because I listen and know say I true at that. So what it shows them they know where I say, boy, a bad mind or bad mind. What am I say? In bad mind too?
And the man now sit down and play a fool, we don't know. While other people out there say the right thing and don't want him to say the wrong thing, we don't know. The man now play that idiot game, we don't know.
Precisely.
Let me listen a little more. Little more away, master. Because the governor has said the thing them that we've been saying here.
Infrastructure and disruption to productivity activity. For financial year 2026-27, real GDP growth is projected in a range of -1% to 1%, reflecting the start of recovery efforts.
Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Richard Biles. He was speaking during yesterday's quarterly press briefing of the Senate.
Listen this part here.
And the Bank of Jamaica governor is raising concern over the possibility of the continued trend of underspending of the capital budget.
Many years we do not meet our capital budget. We underspend it. A big part of that reason, I must say.
What is the capital budget, Ralston, and what's the importance of spending the entire capital budget?
The capital budget is what we call the gross budget. That is the budget that you spend to build schools, to repair roads, to build new roads, to train your rivers, all those things, that are used to drive economic activity. So the physical capital. And why he's saying that is because the physical capital that has been destroyed by the hurricane is about $8.8 billion. And you can't produce nothing without physical capital. If you ever run a factory, you need a building. Whatever you do, you need a building. You need machinery. You need proper roads. You need to train your rivers that it can't overflow them banks and flood out the place. You need to build more drains. You need to clean the drains. Those are the things that he's talking about.
And year after year, the amount that the government budget to do those things, they have not been able to spend it.
And which is already inadequate by international standards, because if you're not spending 10% of your budget on capital, then you have a problem. We're spending 2.5%, and then we still don't spend the 2.5%. And that is what that accumulated and led to the weakness of our infrastructure while the hurricane had such a big impact on the country.
Raleigh, I've been saying to my listeners and viewers that no other administration in the history of Jamaica has had the opportunity to spend money like this government.
None. They never get the amount of money for borrow, and they never collect the amount of taxes that this administration collected. Thanks to the work of Peter Phillips, which paved the way for that to take place. We can't leave out that. Them try to leave out that, but we can't leave out that.
But instead of spending it, Raleigh, then give it to the bank them.
Yeah, man. And waste a whole lot of it too. Yep.
Squander a whole lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Ralston, I man, give thanks and praise, my brother.
Blessed love as usual. Yeah, man.
One love.
Cool. Yeah, man.
Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Jamaica's top economic analyst. Nobody know that Jamaica better than Ralston, I man. And that. He's the best. And we say that without any apology. So when we bring on Ralston, I man, on Caribbean Radio, the numbers that you hear, there are no other numbers on Jamaican economy. So those of you who are on social media and you hear them talk about we, or even anybody else where you hear or criticize what we are saying, tell them if we are not talking the true numbers, tell them give the numbers. There are no other numbers. Yeah? And some people try bamboozle you by twisting and turning. But there's no twisting and turning. The truth is just the truth. But there's a saying that says, truth sounds like hate to people who hate the truth. We don't hate Jamaica. We love Jamaica. We don't want to see Jamaica fail. And that's why we call out the things them that are not real. And we put the real figures on the table so that they can be addressed. Because if you're sick and you know admit say you're sick, you're not going to go to a doctor. And that's why we play Favour Williams, who said that the economy was surging. It is a lie from the pit of hell. Let me take this call here. I'm telling you all the while, me take any call and every call. So those who out there are run off their mouth
again. I'm sorry I was upset prior to the other call.
All right, Minister.
Okay, so my question, and I'm going to ask Brother Ralston, Uncle Ralston, I should say, can he tell the audience, because a lot of them, troll and all, don't understand what a capital budget is. What does infrastructure mean? Because they're not getting it what Ralston is saying. When me watch out some of them in the chat, we need to teach our people. Brother Ralston, Uncle Ralston, tell them what a capital
hold
is.
On, Raleigh gone, you know.
Sure, man. Everybody I'll leave when we talk to them, you know, man. Because.
But the capital budget is the amount of money that the government sets aside to fix up the country, to build schools, hospital, to build road, to build drain, to clean the drain, to train your rivers, to build seawall. Yeah? To develop a transportation system.
Yes, because those are fixed assets.
And those are
building.
Deal with education.
All those are buildings, schools, hospitals.
And your
those are
and the housing stock.
Assets to the country.
And the housing stocks. The housing stock
yes,
where people
if we
live.
don't maintain them and have an even the same culvert, because it's a solid build, it support the people. If you don't maintain it and build it, repair it, or add new, the country is nothing. You know, it's like we have a straw we live on, you know, like the tree pig.
Also,
a straw house we have.
Minister.
With the straw.
Minister, also the capital budget is a source of employment, to create employment, to be an economic driver in the country. Because,
okay. And that is another type of asset. You understand? Yeah. So when you talk about capital budget, Miss Colin, you're right. It includes all of those.
Yes.
Okay, so when we people them depend here, somebody troll them not understand. And listener realize this importance of knowing these things. When Brother Uncle Ralston talk to them, it is me hurting, my belly hurt me, my chest hurt me.
So that is why now the governor of the Bank of Jamaica is concerned, because the governor is saying that with this devastation that we have, there needs to be government spending. And I've been telling you from about 2 weeks now, so the government sit down for over $115 billion where them get to spend for help with hurricane relief, and them not start spending none of that money there yet, while we are seeing further in the depression, in the dilemma, in the disaster. And the longer the government take for spend, and the more them have to go spend for get we out. And what we have is not really enough, because the government can we again, I tell we say them have $6.7 billion, which is not true. $2.4 billion out of it is for private sector. The government can't get that, and private sectors have to have the appetite for that. So if private sector don't go off of it, that now go come.
You don't sit down there.
See the house them, yeah?
And that is why a while ago when I hear when Dwayne Vaz was talking, man. Colin, me need to sleep, you know. Me need to sleep. Me cry too much now, you know, man. And me feel so helpless up here because me not did it down there to do what me can't do for myself. Me not afraid. Me not afraid, Colin. You understand? Me not afraid of honest government and in goons them. I want life me have to live. You understand?
Yeah.
With people, it is really sad to watch this man sit down and we are no film. You understand?
And people are suffering.
Sit down and like they are film and the people them out there, so him give them scrap. But let me ask you something, Colin. Did you ever ask any of them or even do as undercover thing that you see how much GLP down in the affected area they get help except the PNP, because it's coming like, me tell you something, Melissa, it both of them, but me not hear GLP them a ball.
Then I say nothing, and then you see George Wright down there collect things like him a MP, and we ask George Wright, where your wife there, George? Where's your wife? George. That lady that you were hitting with the stool. Where's she, George? Where's the lady? George,
And he said,
hold on. Let
$50,000.
me ask George something. George, I true said the lady run away from you. Me say lady run away left you, you know, George. Hey, tell her. Yes, Carla.
Yes, so that's why me I said, don't, my brother. We can talk and talk and talk and talk. But me need to forget back Mr. Golden pan thing because I'm the leader.
I will
I
try.
know there is things as that doing say in the parliament that they can't override. But here when say again, questions. If we stop ask combine question one at a time.
Yes.
Back and forth.
Yes, man.
We need a conversation.
Answer my questions. And then you move on to the next member. Nobody take 90 questions and then you answer what you feel like.
Because there's no back and forth no more. You hear what doing? They can't just do that unless there's a question and then go back at it. Because listen now, New Year are coming up. New Year are coming.
Sister Babette, blessings. All right.
Blessings.
All right, Carla. Thank you very much. 876-804-7072. This is the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. They want to carry container houses to Jamaica, and we burn a fire upon container house. We don't need no container house in Jamaica. If it's container house you're going to carry as temporary thing, knock up some board house, knock up some ply house, pay some Jamaican workmen to do it. Yeah? But I say to the government, my head is in one place. Build some concrete shell, 24 by 12, and give to the people and build them upon government land. Give the people them one little piece of title for the little piece of land. Who can pay for it, who can't pay, just can't pay. Make the people them get some land. Land shouldn't. When I asked Dwayne Vaz who owned the land, he said the government own most of the land them down there. Then land should not be a problem. Government must just free up the lands and put Jamaican upon it to live. The next thing to the government that shocked me out of the interview with Dwayne Vaz. Most places in Westmoreland don't have no water. And the reason is a lack of electricity. When we never asked Dwayne if there's access to those places, drivable access. But I would want to think so, and if that not the bulldozer and backhoe and tractor can clear that. So, I am calling on Matthew Samuda to find generators for the water supplies down there in Westmoreland. Dwayne Vaz list them out. I'm going to go back to the interview after the show and cut them off and repost them. He lists out the places that needs generator for the people in Westmoreland to get water. Not just central Westmoreland, but Westmoreland. I tell you, say the government still sit down at the table, not get up yet to start do the work on the people who are suffering at the hurricane. This government is joking. They're playing with people's lives. And when I say that, to go on like say, we are exaggerate about people for wait to set a wicked, drunk, heart, bloggers and bloggers. Wicked like death. Have no love for the people who are suffering real bad. So cool. Sit down on a live in our studio. And I said the people they must wait. At just 6 weeks. At just 7 weeks. Make me see you live without water for 6 weeks and 7 weeks. Let me see you live without a house. Come out of your house and go down there and live with the people. Them. Wicked. Them a container house, yeah. I saw they want Jamaica look. We don't want this. Build concrete house. That good for a lifetime for the people. And I'm saying to all the people who are listening right now, who are watching, if you can help, we would love for you to help somebody down at Westmoreland. Yes, Mr. UK, good evening.
Yes, Colin.
Yes,
back
sir.
to the land. Back to the land thing in Westmoreland. The people of Westmoreland, poor parents, had earned their right to live on that land because they have spent their life in the sugar industry. And they have slaved over all the years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And Colonel Charles has spent his young part of his life in the 70s and 80s terrorizing the Jamaican people. You know what I mean? And he's able to get land for 20p.
20 what?
20p per acre.
20p per acre. 20 pence or 20 pound?
Well, Colin, he get it on Colin. He get it on put away.
Eh?
You know what I mean? He get it for little and nothing.
I hear you, sir. Me no have no information saying get the land them for little or nothing. I don't know that for a fact.
Well, do investigation, you know what I mean? He gets for little and nothing, mate. You know what I mean? And the people of Westmoreland, they have earned the land through the sugar industry.
Yeah, but hold on now. We can deal with the Westmoreland land without deal with Purnell land, you know. We don't have to mix them up. We can't just say, listen, government, the lands in Westmoreland are owned by the state. Give the people land. Put the people on land to live.
Definitely. I mean, they have earned it through the sugar industry, mate. They have been, their poor parents have slaved through the sugar industry over these years.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What the government must do, it must put in a sewage system on the land. A sewage system. You know what I mean? And then turn land over to the people.
Yeah, man.
Saying?
And you can collect a peppercorn monthly thing from them, make housing trust build them. You have some people where pay housing trust and can't get a drawdown. Build the land them, build the house them, man. Put the people them in somewhere decent. While we're waiting on, money is there. Pay people for go build house for the people them. Drive the economy.
They have earned the right to live here, mate. They have earned it over the years, mate. The family have earned it through sugar industry, mate.
I agree with you, man.
Nothing.
Totally agree with you, brother.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
and
sir.
one more thing. You know, I'm telling you, Colin, these container house, this is housing trust money. Listen to me, the people in Jamaica should call a strike, shut the country down. No container house in Jamaica, not even one.
No, we don't.
Everything must be built by blacks.
Yeah, man.
The country must shut down. This is auntie just money. This is not Andrew owns money and his coons.
All right, caller. Like how you call already, may I take a next call here?
Okay, mate. Cheers.
Blessings. 876-804-7072. Caller, good evening and welcome.
Welcome, Mr. Colin. Welcome.
Blessings, man.
I just listen. Yeah, I am listening about down at Westmoreland with that MP down there.
Yeah.
Talking about the government land and the people. I believe if the government really want to make the people and get the land, they can start build concrete structure. If he willingly want to give the people them, I want the land so we make the people and get whole of the land. He can start build concrete structure. Why the people have to go through to build board structure and then know when it does having them round like that. Yeah? That man is so wicked.
That may I say to
well, make I tell you, in the era that I live, right, it owned by government. Some people get land ready and get papers. Some don't get as yet because some of those process stop. And it was Michael Manley. And nobody wasn't stopping anybody from building concrete house. They even get the GPS to run light. Give the people them same way on the government land and sign in that the land is for the people. Because they're sure the people going to get the land. So if the government is sure that the people is going to get the land.
Or if the government intend to give them the land. You know, just start bill and then the paperwork will follow. A government land.
We follow.
Yeah, man, the paperwork
a government
follow,
land, start bill. And we follow. It's like him don't want to do it. Remember, you know, him Him can do all in and well like this country mash up by this hurricane, you know.
No, sir.
I know the whole of the country.
No.
So why suffering the people like that? Why doing that? Is Jamaica people just gone cool, or is Jamaica people just afraid of the Prime Minister? Is because he might trouble with so much police and soldier, he does intimidate the people them?
And not just the Prime Minister, you know. You have people on social media where that thing could have like a compassion for the people them. I tell the people them say, if you wait to no one land, I don't want land. You know, if you go work and build house for yourself. You have some people that tell them that, you know.
Yes, I know, because I hear one with my 1 year saying, Lord, some of them just sit and wait for the government to come build out. They think the government can just come build house
for
give
everybody.
people.
So, yeah. You have some people that say that.
I hear that. The people that, my God, Jamaica people don't serve people like before. First time there's people, he's always with people. Then the other thing again.
The question
that man
hold on. The question I'm going to ask them people where I say them something. The people in can go below us in the air, or they can go below us out at sea.
No.
Go ahead.
And when you look on Westmoreland, you know, they need some truck and some whole heap of sitting for creep up a whole heap of debris and something. People can't even, they never have nowhere for creep up, nothing can go in, and they don't have nothing for care, nothing.
You know, you're doing vast of the garbage down the pile up like, whoa. The garbage down the like
but
crazy.
It's only, and thing me look and see that I don't go down there, but based upon what I see. Come on, Prime Minister, man. Are you is with the people? Are you are for the people? How what you preach on the platform? Come on, man. Have little feelings now, man, for the people them. People must call out to him now, man. People must have love for them when they call out to him, man. That is just sin.
We get through every day. With all the hike in the price, arm and leg we have to pay. While our leaders play, who can afford to run will run. But what about those who can't? They will have to stay.
Right.
Opportunity a scarce commodity. In this time I say, when mama spend her last, I send you go class. Don't you ever play.
Hey, Mr. Colin, let me tell you something. You see, if it was a PNP government, remember, you know, the Labour Party not believe in giving people because I hear Andrew Panning one face say the People's National Party mean democratic, something like that. And they take away from the rich to give to the poor. I hear he say that. So he's not interested by those people to get the land. I am just so sorry for the people them down there, because I don't know. I just sorry for them. I'm sorry for them. Right? To see you have your country. What is other countries looking at us and And I was trying to get Mr. Colin first before he asked Royston said, do Julian Robinson was talking about the spending of the money long time ago. And that man, when named Bynes or whatever, was talking and said, country don't in no recession, countries just really good. And all those things. He was just saying something like that as the technical recession and all those kind of argument. Hassan come out and says the worst he ever seen 30 years. He did not say anything. Why say it no? Why say no?
Well, at least him said no. We talk again here.
Okay.
Big up yourself.
All right. Yeah.
I would go on and on. The fool has never been told. I'm a living while I'm living to the Father. Go ahead, caller.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, man. Welcome to the Colin Bell Show. You're live on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I was younger and growing up in Westmoreland, I always hear that it's about 5 families that own lands in Westmoreland. And the rest of it is really crown land. Majority of Westmoreland is Crown land. But I was thinking now, why is the government talking about, you have to have title and all of that? You just need to get the people. No, he shouldn't be they shouldn't be thinking about building individual houses at this stage. There are so many crown lands. Besides every district in Westmoreland, there's an empty land and this crown land. Those people that got the house demolished, all he has to do just build some one and two bedroom houses, row houses with slab roof, and let them go live in there. I can't understand why they're asking about, oh, you have to have title and whatever. He doesn't, title doesn't come in to anything at this stage. You just need to take the people out of the elements.
Put them in a shelter, proper shelter.
Yeah. but what I'm saying that there are so many crown land in Jamaica.
That we are saying, Carla, we're not short of land.
Westmoreland have a lot of crown lands.
And
all they have to do is build put up structures that can accommodate these small districts and these crown lands. Just get them out of the element. Business who did have them house farm piece of land or whatever. You just need to get the people out the elements and get the economy going.
That is what we're saying, Carla. That is what we're saying. And you use that now to start growing back the economy. You use that to start lively up the place again. You have built 7,000 two-room house down there. You have 50,000 people at work.
That is it. That is it.
I create employment and I give people hope again, build a vibes.
If when people get back on their feet and they want to go back to build on them land, it's up to them.
No, but some of those people build at some place.
Get them out of the elements.
Some of those people build at some place because they never have no choice. Government have a whole heap of land, so you give them a choice to get a piece of land for themselves. Them start pay a little property tax on land where you need to earn nothing off for. Use up some of the money at the NHT. The government right now have $115 billion in their possession. You can start help people. Put $20 billion in a housing down a west. What is wrong with this government? How much time we have to tell them that?
I have to, dwell on Westmoreland because, I'm from Westmoreland, but there are so many crown lands in Westmoreland. Majority of Westmoreland is crown land.
Land them.
Majority.
We not short of land, Carla. I just some haggard people. Some people who don't love people. No love for the people.
It is.
They have no love for the people who are suffer real bad.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Find a little love in our heart. There's a young lady asking questions about monies that the PNP donations that the PNP is collecting for hurricane relief. As a political party, the party can and has been asking for donation to assist people. I don't know if the GLP is collecting any donation to assist, because what the government is collecting is not the GLP. That's two different sets. The government is collecting on behalf of the people of Jamaica in the official capacity as the people's elected representatives. What the PNP is collecting in donation is as a political party. And the GLP have the right to do the same. Now, I don't know if the GLP is doing that. So whatever the PNP collect is not necessarily for public scrutiny. But of course they can do. And I believe that they should, from time to time, tell us how much they have collected and what them do with it. It's the People's Party. But just like the government hasn't spent $1 out of where them collect yet. They don't spend none yet. I don't know if the PNP spend any for them yet, and I don't know how much they collect. Nothing is wrong for asking, but for behaving like the PNP have no right to be collecting donation. I collect some donation and assist some people. In fact, we were in Trelawney today. We went down to Trelawney and we touched about 35 children because what we brought today was just for children. We baked some Christmas cake, some sorrel, some Pokemon and them kind of, let me see if I can find, because we don't video the children, but we have, I think, have I posted it on the channel? I don't even remember if I post nothing on the channel. Yeah, I don't remember if I post it yet. But when we go look after the kids, then we don't really show certain things. But let me see if we can give you a little look. So this is Clarkstown, Trelawney. Go down here so today. And think we should be able to see them bag there. We brought cake, we brought sorrel, sweetie, and you know them little toy there. So the babies them we go touch today. Zin? So you have a lot of people who collect donation and help. I know a lot of other social media people, entertainers, collect and assist people down there. So if the PNP collect some money, sistren, PNP have a right to collect, to ask for donation. And people freely give if them want to give. Now, me don't know if the GLP are collect. I'd love to know. But I don't know if they are collecting. But as a political party, they can. Lot of people are try assist. So, I don't know why your problem. The problem we should have is the fact that the government not start help nobody yet. That is one of the problem we should have. Because by now the government should have built 5,000 houses. I told you from the moment when you talk about this container house, from the time where you explain it or take for come tell you that we could have built concrete houses with Jamaican concrete block, Jamaican cement, Jamaican sand, Jamaican gravel, Jamaican tradesman. We buy the steel where Jamaican business people bring in at the island. So what are we doing? We're joking. We're joking as a people. And when the administration fail, are we the people fail, you know? When the administration fail, is we the failure come down upon. Eh? Oh. So, as I said to you, we brought cakes and we brought gifts for the children. Now we're also live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Now, Christmas River Bridge, I'm calling on the NWA to deal with this thing, this bridge. Where you come from? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I don't want to do that. I want to show you a video with the Christmas River Bridge. Christmas River Bridge is a bridge that some people tried to take away. When they did the road from Harborview into Port Antonio, they do the road and left one little bridge. Then you'll be surprised, you know. And Wayne Mackenzie first asked a question at a town hall meeting up in our Nonsuch. Nonsuch, yeah. The then MP and Marie Vaz tried to shut down the question. But Wayne Mackenzie never give up. And we were told by Stephen Shaw that the bridge was not in the scope of work. And then we start make a whole heap of noise. Me go up the video, it, put it on TV, it come on TVG. So them agree because of the advocacy to bring back the bridge. Now the bridge is complete and looking good. But the bridge not have no rail. And as I saw it yesterday, complete and looking nice, paved now, I realized that we don't want nobody go over here, so look on it. See it? No rail, not upon the bridge. Eh? No rail, not. I that bridge that you just pass. Well, no rail, not upon the bridge. So we are saying, we're calling on the NWA to put on the rail fast because down at Turkle Crawl, when them do that piece of road after you pass Trident Grown to the castle, they did the road and didn't put back the rail. A man went over there in him car and died. We don't want nobody dead there, so. So me I beg you know, Mr. NWA. See when you go from Port Antonio to Mansion Hill, see how it look, watch this now. From Port Antonio to Mansion Hill, you see how it look dangerous. You come down here, so. It looks dangerous. So we're calling on the government, NWA, China Harbour Engineering, hurry up and put on the rail on Christmas River Bridge. We know say we can't left it so. Can't left so. But we don't want it to take too long and we lose another life at Christmas River Bridge. What else I have to deal with? I have to deal with a couple of things. So last year, I was video in the kitchen. Somebody video me in the kitchen. I do some cakes. And people have been calling and I ask if me I bake this year. Yes, we have cakes ready this year. Give us a call or send we a message on the same 804-7072. Me do my Christmas cake them, me bake them. Them Christmas cake, yeah? My production. So you can get your Christmas cake. You have the number 804-7072. You can give me a call upon it or send me a message. Yeah? And you get your Christmas cake. As I say, I'm not a man who celebrate Christmas, but as a father, you know you have to do the Christmas thing. You have to deal with the kids them. And that's why today we're going to touch some 35 kids, you know, with them bag there and them get cake in the bag and them get sorrel and them get them little tie and me see some of them very happy when them open the bag and saw what in the bag. And that was also assisted by a subscriber of this channel. And of course, we want to thank her and big her up out of New Jersey. And of course, other people have assisted us from time to time going down to the west and giving out things to people. Other people have assisted us in providing lights to the people down the west. Other people have assisted us in giving zinc to the people in our East Portland. Yeah? Other people have assisted us with bread and bun. Big up Coronation Bakery, management and staff. We want to wish for all of you happy holidays when it come. All the people on Caribbean Radio. Night, the cake them look good, Sister Tanya? Beautiful. Yeah, man. Caribbean Radio people, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Colin Bell Show throughout the year, you know. Big up on yourself. Thanks for the energy. Thanks for the support. Thanks, Brother Gary. Yeah, man, Brother Gary and his wife. Big up on yourself, Sister Sharon. One love. So, we're going to be here next week, Tuesday, but Christmas is Thursday. So, everybody, have a wonderful Christmas. Stay safe. Take time with the eating. Don't overdo the eating. All right? Don't overdo the eating. Yes. Mama Art has taught me well. And the producer teach me too, you know? Yeah, what part teaching me get? We put some cake together, but cake them taste good. Me not lie. Now, me not blow my own hand, but them taste good. It tastes better than the one that the producer make. Why? Not tell no lie, Tappy. Stop it. Yes, sir. So we just have said to the people, thanks for the support over the years. We appreciate you. And for those of you who have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, we ask you to go over YouTube, subscribe to Portland Spice TV. Remember, at Portland Spice TV, we want to be what you want to see. My TikTok channel is Shaka Fame at TikTok. And a whole heap of snippets from these programs are on those channels. We cut them out and we put them so you can go back and review them. If you have missed Dewey and Vaz, yeah, man, you can go back and listen to him. And the thing about Dewey and Vaz interview is that water issue. The people in Westmoreland don't have water. It's not just central Westmoreland. There are 3 constituencies: Eastern Westmoreland, Central Westmoreland, and Western Westmoreland. And what the man is saying is that the water supply crisscross different constituency. So if you put a generator at these areas, you will bring water to Westmoreland. And we are inviting the minister to get up from around the table now, minister. Ministers, prime minister, get up from around the table now. The discussion must done now and the work must start. The people in the West needs help. They need your assistance. They need roofs over their heads. And for those who believe that it's not the government responsibility, yes, it is the government responsibility. This government is signatory to a lot of treaty under the United Nations. And I can point you to 2 specific treaties that the government of Jamaica had signed on to that says the government should ensure that the citizens have adequate shelter. So we can't just talk about people and wait upon government. After you have been decimated, battered and bruised, it is your government that must come to your aid, that must come to your rescue. The MP shouldn't have to have a drive now begging material to help build something for the people. The government is also saying that the people who are in shelter must get out by the 31st of December. Government must prepare adequate space for these people, comfortable space, better than where they are coming from, until you can put them in a permanent shelter. So we call on the government to do your part, sir. There's nobody else. It is one government at a time. 1 PM. Yes. 1 prime minister at a time, never 2. So 1 PM, you have to do the work. I want to thank everybody this evening. Thank MP Dewey and Vaz for coming on. Thanks to Ralston Iman. Thanks to all the people in the chat room. Thanks to all the people on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. Yeah, man. Share up the channel. May I beg everybody with upon it now. Give me a like now. Give me a like. Touch a thumbs up. You're upon the Portland Spice TV. Touch the thumbs up. And remember to download the Bro Geary Radio. Download it. Make certain you have the app. If you have a car, make certain your HD radio work so that you can listen to Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. We are coming from the Caribbean. This is Jamaica land we love. Yeah, man. I want to big up everybody for tuning in. Happy holidays. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you all. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace. Until we meet again next week, Tuesday, on Caribbean Radio 97.9 HD4. And tomorrow, Wednesday, on Portland Spice TV. This is Colin Bell signing out, saying thank you very much. While I'm living, to the Father I will pray. I'm a living while I'm living, to the Father I will pray. Only him know how we get through every day. With all the hike in the price, arm and leg we have to pay, while our leaders play. Who can afford to run will run. What about those who can't? They will have to stay. Opportunity a scarce commodity. In this time I say, when mama spend her last and send you go class, don't you ever play. It's a competitive world for low budget people, spending the time while earning a nickel. with no regards to who it may tickle. My cup is full to the brim. I will go on and on. The full has never been told. One love, my people. Bless them. Yeah, man. Bro Gear Radio. Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4.